session. Check us out. Generation. Slow jams. Conversation. Late night. Stimulation. Call in. Love session. Love session. Monday night.
Good evening, everyone. You're tuned into U-Nation Radio Love Sessions. I'm your girl, Akila Trinae, and we have a wonderful episode in store for you today. We have a lovely guest in the building, Miss Allie and Callie, which I'll get to momentarily, but without any further ado, we must do what is necessary first, which I call the house keeping, cleaning first. So Love Sessions is intellectual stimulation from 10 p.m. to midnight. Our conversation is devoted to bridging the conversation gap between men and women as a means to combat the war on relationships. We cover the topics that are often overlooked, unmentioned, and outright taboo to shed light on our insecurities and our idiosyncrasies as a way to humanize, Charles, the love experience. Our conversation is real. It's refreshing, and it's relevant. You're guaranteed to walk away from a show with greater insight of yourself and others around you. And at the end of the day, guess what? We all echo the same sentiment. I need love. Class is now in session.
That's beautiful. I can't hear myself, but
I can hear you. And so, with that said, the voice that you hear is none other than Miss Sugarfoot. So I'm going to kick it to her so that she can give you information about our sponsors.
Well, good evening, right? That's how, okay. Good evening, guys. They were just getting on me, so I'm still trying to recover myself because don't want to sit in between them two.
We're going to come back to that in a
Yeah, we will.
Now,
we will.
I told you it was going to be a matter of time before she crossed you.
Right.
Charles always got something to say, okay?
No.
Little boyfriend, I'm crossing people. Don't got a mind of her own. What is this? Charles the only one with his head on straight, huh? Anyways,
a little shade.
We'll go into our beautiful sponsors, starting with the lovely Revision Publishing by yours truly, to my left, Miss Akila Trinae, as well as Dear Uzuri, Uzuri spelled Uzuri, which means beauty in Swahili language. It's a movement to encourage women to properly heal from internalized pain and practice healthy communication. You guys can also follow them on Instagram at Dear Uzuri, as well as their Facebook, Dear Uzuri, or Tangi's personal page, Tangi Love Yourself Terry, and love is spelled L-U-V. So yeah, those are our sponsors, and then I'm going to go ahead and kick it to Mr. Dan's Hustle so that he can give you guys our social medias.
Yeah, Dan's Hustle is my social media on all platforms if you so choose to participate. But it's not about me right now. Shout out to all the people that's on the live right now. But check it out. So if y'all want to follow us, you can find us on Instagram. It's the letter U Nation Radio. And if you want to follow us on Facebook, it's U Nation Radio. And then on Twitter, we're UNation_radio. And obviously, since Detroit is not here right now, this is no shot.
It's like our weekly statement, huh?
Since it's clearly no shot. I think he anticipates. I don't know what he does. I really want to know what breakdown. Hey, the show starts at 10, but I'm gonna start leaving at 10. And I'm gonna make maybe I'll make it. I don't know. Maybe he's secretly
the shade is real right now.
I don't know. I just would love to dive into the thought process as to what the deal is. But that's
you guys should switch minds for a day.
Neither here nor there. So Detroit would be provide a number, but I'm going to provide the number. And the number, if you would like to call in, is 323-293-3375. And I'm going to just say it again. We're actually, because later on during the show, you might need to write this number down because we are going to be talking about online dating. So you might want to join in. So like I said, once again, it's 323-293-3375. Call in. Tell us about your experience in the game.
And hopefully my friend remembers, but he started online dating recently, and so he's supposed to call in and tell us about that experience because it's a new experience for him, and I want to know. So yeah.
Oh yeah, guys, don't forget our blog either.
We got a blog?
Yeah, we got a blog. See, you slipping on your pimping. I'm not gonna play with you. It's because I wrote it, huh? You fake. Anyways,
He's a hater.
definitely.
I just
So now
asked
that
the
we've
question.
learned that Dan's hustle,
That hate comes.
you
from
guys might not
Germany,
want to follow
Oakland.
him. He hates.
Germany?
Okay.
Like, don't be. It sounds like a little shade because I'm international. Hey,
No.
I got
Wow.
I got to.
I've been around.
International.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Well, don't hate.
because I'm black and I got on a Queen shirt.
I don't know.
I can't travel outside of Inglewood.
And back
I
to our
never said-
blog,
We're from Oakland, so you
At
clearly
Love
traveled to LA.
Sessions. blog.wordpress.com. Okay? So go check us out. Go follow that. Go like it. Go all of that. Comment. All of that stuff. Okay? And
Shout out to the blog. That's dope. Editorial. You're gonna get an editorial breakdown of what's going on and behind the scenes. But I was over there at Crenshaw Mall. I saw your little boyfriend.
Oh, wow. Y'all can't
did
see
though.
me.
apparently my
Outside,
boyfriend
man.
is not, he's not a grown man. He's my little boyfriend.
Right.
I just
Like,
like
I
He
don't
will be
understand why you keep
offended when he
saying
sees
that.
the show.
No, I thought that was
You
like a
better
little.
you better get your hands ready.
So
get
that's what
those
we doing.
hands
We
ready.
going. Yeah.
I'm
What
just
is this? That's
saying.
the East Oakland
Charles,
coming out.
you know what it is, guys?
That's that East Oakland
Charles lost a
skyline
little
coming
weight,
out.
and now he acting brand new. If y'all want to know the real scoop, he lost some weight, and now he don't know how to act.
Nah,
Period.
Like, wait, you heard him? He was like, yeah.
Nah, but shout out, Sugarfoot is now official, a Facebook official.
Moving on.
She was official before.
Thank you.
Facebook official.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Everything she needed to be official.
Last time I was here, she said, "You'll be happy to know that it's
Because
official."
that was the first time I actually saw you.
but that's what I'm saying. That was a short time ago. So
I mean, I'm sorry.
And you weren't here last week. So
Right.
that was like
so it's 2
old
weeks
news
in.
now.
2 weeks in. Okay, old news.
old news. We're talking about new news.
New news.
And in new news, I just wanted to briefly, because I try to keep up now with different things, but I love basketball, and because of my love for basketball, I thought it was interesting how potentially Mr. Kyrie Irving might not be a part of the wonderful Cleveland Cavaliers anymore. Potentially. It's not official.
He's looking to get traded.
I know. I thought that was interesting
Yep.
that he didn't want to be under the shadow
And they just got Derrick Rose.
of King James.
Derrick Rose went to Cleveland.
It's a trip.
And they
to-
fired the
GM?
general manager,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
They-
but Derrick
he's
Rose
been
ain't been
fired.
healthy since
2006.
he got in the league down there, honestly.
Nah, he got an MVP one year.
So after
first
like
year,
his
when he played
second
for the
year in the
Bulls?
league, he hasn't been healthy since.
Yeah, but I would say I don't know what's going on with the NBA. It's kind of
It got everybody scrambling.
Yeah,
You want to know who?
Yeah.
The Warriors.
Yeah,
Golden State got the whole league on edge.
That's because they
NBA
got the whole league in one team.
No, not true.
You cheating?
One of
Not
the best,
true.
best players at least. But
They got
Players
players on
that
their
work their
bench,
way.
but they
That
got players
work
on
their
their
way.
bench that will go to another team and start.
Well, why? Because they
Ain't-
worked hard
look,
and they were
you go to
bred.
any other team, they
in
got two
Oakland.
players.
They were bred in Oakland.
No,
They didn't come out that way.
They wasn't
A lot
bred
of
in
those-
Oakland.
A lot of they were.
they wasn't bred in Oakland.
So who-
y'all. Don't let her. No,
saw any good movies lately?
I haven't seen.
Oh, Girls
yet.
Trip
You saw that?
was super funny.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it yet.
Hilarious. I think that everybody should go see it. And I was telling actually my homeboy that I wanted to call in because he, posted like, oh, if there are any ladies who haven't seen it yet. And I honestly was like, I think a group of dudes should go see Girls Trip and post it. Like, that would be dope, don't you think? Because I was looking for a pack of men.
Well, shout out
be
shout out to
Girls Trip.
Tiffany Haddish.
I know.
Yeah, I heard she stole the show.
She did an awesome job, and mind you, I don't know her personally, but I used to work for TV One, and TV One used to have a show back in 2006 called Who's Got Jokes, and I used to work on that show. And so like she was on the show with like a couple other Lil Rel, who now is, he did Get Out, and he is on like the Carmichael show, and he's been on some other shows too. So like now I feel like it's their time, and when I think about it, this is 11 years later. You know what I mean? From when I was seeing them do the stand-up on that show. So they've been, like, working really hard. And I'm, like, really happy for her, especially because she's been grinding. Like, I've been seeing her on a lot of stuff. But she, has this major role with Jada, alongside Jada Pinkett Smith and Queen Latifah. Like, that's
Don't
huge.
forget,
and Regina Hall.
yeah,
I wasn't going to forget her. But I'm just saying but even Regina Hall has been in the game as long as them. But even she hasn't even gotten all the recognition that even she deserves. Because she's hilarious, too. But yeah, the movie was dope. So was Planet of the Apes, but,
Oh, damn. You was all...
She went to all the movies.
That's that...
She had time.
That's a no kid life right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I end up seeing Despicable Me 3. With my son.
I don't even think I've seen Despicable Me 1.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he liked it. We went there, but that's what I was doing at the Crenshaw Mall. Shout out to the Rave Theater. I don't know why I shouted them out, but
Right. And shout out to the massage chairs at the Crenshaw Mall.
I can't do this.
The reason why I'm shouting them out is because one malfunctioned on me. Like, Marcus was able to get his massage on. He gave me $1. I put it in the machine. It did nothing. I called the number that was on.
you called the number?
It's always something, right? I can't get it right. I'm like, can't get right.
You have the worst luck.
Right? So anyway, but I called the number. And I was like, I'm at Crenshaw Mall, and the chair is not working, and I need my $1 back. And they called me back, and they got my address, and they mailed me a check for $3.
Wow.
So that's
I
a
got
come
the
up.
$2 come up.
So maybe you should just do that.
You should just walk around malfunctioning chairs. Tell them they didn't work.
Yeah, I would. That might be actually a little.
That could be a business.
Yeah,
Wait, I was like, I'm in the second chair. I'm looking straight ahead at Victoria's Secret. It's like this lady looking back at me, just so they knew that I wasn't lying. You get what I'm saying?
All right, and then other stuff. I don't want to like.
Well,
obviously no spoilers, but did you guys see any of these shows? Game of Thrones or Insecure?
All of them.
Power.
All of them.
What was you doing? You were literally just binging on like.
That's what I was about to say because I personally didn't have time.
On Sunday, all those shows come on, but I record them. So I mean, I go to church, get out of church by like 12:30. There's a whole day left. You know what I mean? So like Sunday is like chill day. Watch TV and actually watch Insecure today.
Yeah. I watched them too though, so I can't.
Right.
But no, so yeah, Insecure. Shout out to what's her boyfriend name?
Lawrence.
Her little boyfriend.
Her little boyfriend. What's her little boyfriend?
His name is Lawrence. Oh, you mean his real name?
Yeah, no, just Lawrence in the show. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lawrence.
So in the show, Lawrence, he's a savage. I think
Watch till the end.
Yeah,
you call him a savage?
I think he is. He's a kind of.
It was a savage move.
He's in savage mode, should I say? Savage mode. Right now,
I don't know how I felt about that. I'm just saying.
I think he's living his life. He's just living his life.
Because that's a way to put it.
I think that I'm just
justifies.
Saying, I don't know. I just think that at the end of the day, she did what she did, and she felt like she had to do what she had to do, and now he's kind of feeling like I got to do what I got to do, and that's where it is right now. She's got to go through the process.
She does. I mean, but hey. And I just want to say this about Power.
So you just gonna move on?
We'll talk about what I did another time.
Power. I don't know how I feel about first episode. Okay, I was like, oh my God, I can't take this too much.
Just like that.
Right. And then the next episode, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know where they're going, and I don't know if I like it.
But maybe that's what they want. For you to not know,
Probably.
because you're going to watch it next week still, aren't
And
you?
I'm gonna watch it regardless because I'm a fan of the show, And
I like to binge watch Power, but I've been watching it week by week. But Power is definitely a show that is like the cliffhangers. You're just like, do I gotta wait another week to see this whole storyline?
you know who I don't like on this show?
50?
Yes,
Yeah,
he needs to.
Why?
he's a bad guy.
He too thug?
He's a bad guy.
No, I mean, but there are other bad guys. But he's just
No, he's the bad guy in the show. Out of all the bad guys,
he's the baddest.
and he got,
50 the baddest.
shout out to 50 because he had waves in this last episode.
Wait, no, he had a perm.
Oh yeah, I didn't know what that was.
He had
I was
a
like,
perm straight up.
I was like,
Marcus, I was
yo,
looking like
when did he get all them waves?
somebody must have said something to him. He was like, "Let me slick this down real
Yo,
quick." It was
he had a
shining, like
slick back. But that's part of being a bad guy, I guess.
I guess.
Oh.
Because
what's
I'm like,
his name
whoa.
in the show? It starts with a
Slim?
K, right? No,
No, the new
Slim.
no, he's Kane,
K.
but then he's Slim.
Oh,
That's
his
the-
fake name.
Yeah, the fake
Oh
name
no,
thing.
no, Kanan.
Oh, Kanan.
Yes, Kanan is his name. I don't like his character. Out of all the characters to not like, I don't like his character.
I don't think
And
you're
the
supposed to
one,
like him.
Andre, I call him Westbrook because he reminds me of Russell Westbrook.
Why?
I don't know, for whatever reason. That's his name to me.
Okay.
You don't watch, huh?
She doesn't
That's
watch
why.
any of these shows, so we're just jabbing.
You know what? I just started watching Power, okay? So give
Did
me...
you watch the last
Give me a little
season?
while.
Oh, you're catching up.
Yes.
I
Give me a little while. Give me a couple days.
you to, and not now, obviously, because it takes a really long time, but check out Game of Thrones.
Everybody, y'all want me to watch all 3 of these? I can't watch all 3.
Well, Game
I'm
of Thrones
trying.
is going to take you
Because I gotta
forever
start-
anyway.
I
Are you
gotta
on
start-
Insecure? Are you doing Insecure?
No.
Any of them? What? I said any episodes?
I said no.
Oh, all right. Well, start with that, I would say. Just because.
So drop
It's
Power
shorter.
and go to
It's shorter.
Insecure?
It's shorter. No, do both.
It's only one season, really.
Yeah, one season,
Okay.
and they're
it's one
34
episode.
minutes.
Give me like 3 days. I got y'all.
And then basically you'll be up to date
Yep.
and see. You could have a little comment on what's going on with this.
My mom was dying in the living room when I
Situation.
left watching Insecure. Dying.
It was hilarious.
She-
She's
I
hilarious to
I
me.
wish I could spoil it, but I'm not.
Don't.
Don't.
Yeah. But I want to tell people like, yo,
Selfish.
watch it, and somebody's coming
Our
in.
friends
They're pulling up
here.
on us. Nah, not yet. But yeah, I think Insecure is pretty dope. I think this season is it's kind of shifting the dynamics. If you see the Super Tees, the character in Insecure is she said she wants to go through her hoe phase and
Right.
kind of turn up, and instead of being like this good girl, she wants to kind of.
But she wasn't the good girl because she was the one who.
Technically, she was a good girlfriend.
She wants to be able to justify how she feels and puts those feelings, and which I'm sure they probably will explore.
Yeah, and I think it's an interesting thing because Charlamagne always says this, but she's like, women need to go through some kind of or some women, even dudes, people need to, if you want to commit to somebody, you might need to go through this quote unquote whole phase or promiscuous stage to feel like, okay, I have experienced life. I won't be with this person in this whole time. I feel like I'm missing out. You know what I'm saying? And I think she's kind of feeling like that's what she wants to do with herself and just turn up. Is that y'all just crickets with that one?
No, I was waiting for you to finish your thought. You know what I mean?
That was all I had to say, really.
Well, yeah, I guess we have to tune in, right, to figure that out.
I'ma
and
catch
to
up.
see where they're gonna go.
So I can see
And
what
then you
Charles
need
is
to
talking
catch up.
about.
And I'm
Yes.
sure our homie number 75 has seen it, but he can't say anything about it because he doesn't have a mic in front of him.
He doesn't. He has a water in front of him. He's in the background. Shout out. But yeah, Insecure. Check it out. One of my cool, we got some Skyline alumni in there. Or one of them, Catherine.
And where?
In Insecure. She
Cool.
lives out here in LA. She's the so she in this last episode when they go to the place that she works in Inglewood. She starts off the first. She's the one that's talking. She's like one of the people that work at her job. I gotta show you a picture of her.
Oh yeah,
you've seen her before though.
She was your year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, shout out to her. She's in Insecure and she's in that other show with Nicole Kidman on HBO that I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Anyways, she's doing all right.
Well, shout out to people from Skyline who are doing all right.
Yeah.
Right?
Shout out.
Shout out.
And everywhere else. And I know, obviously, the album has been out for a while, and I've mentioned it, or we've kind of mentioned it.
Who's in it?
Oh, okay, wait. She does look familiar.
Skyline. Anyways, keep talking.
Maybe that's why. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, Facebook. Fast.
Instantly.
So the main thing I really just wanted to say about Jay-Z's album, because I really did listen to it, and for me as somebody who is not really a big fan of like rap music to like listen to it like that, I just wanted to hear it, so I enjoyed hearing it. But for me, it's not something that I can like listen to all the time or like every day. But the main thing for me, I see Charles is showing me like the show in the background while I'm talking.
You can do multitask.
There's no such thing as multitasking. I just want you to know that. I can explain that on a later date or during the break. But my point is that I appreciated his apology, and I appreciated.
Why do you need to appreciate his apology? It was to his wife.
Okay, well, I didn't say I needed it. Like, I needed his apology. I needed his apology for my
But
life.
maybe
I said,
if she could have finished her thought,
right,
we would know
exactly.
why.
He's like the thought stealer or the thought killer.
Oh, come on.
The opposite of a dream catcher?
You still got the thought.
Right.
So look, now y'all best friends again. That's good.
You said best friends.
You know what? I figured it out. You salty.
You reminded me.
You salty.
Don't put that back in.
You was cussing
I
her
figured
out
it
when
out.
she first came. You
Charles
didn't
is
invite me
salty.
to my party. Now
Charles is
y'all
salty.
BFFs.
Since the thought killer stealer took my thought, we'll come back to that because I want to talk about Jay-Z's album and that apology in depth.
We should.
But Destiny has a birthday coming up. So her birthday hasn't happened yet, right?
No, not yet.
She mentioned last week.
Oh, Lord.
Because I need you guys to know before we go to our break.
Transition?
Yeah, I
She
see, 'cause you
mentioned
fake. I'm
last
learning.
week, like in passing,
you
that
learning?
she's like, "Oh yeah, Akila,
Oh.
I'm having a party
I knew it was
on
a matter of
Thursday."
Just like
and and so my friend, she's like giving me the venue and everything, like, so it's gonna be dope. You should come. Of course I want to come. I want to support. I want to be there. Next thing you know, Sunday, I think it was Sunday, or was it today?
It might have been Saturday or Sunday, one of the two.
It was probably Saturday. Saturday, I'm looking on Instagram, and I see Miss Sugarfoot popping her booty, right, in the camera.
I wasn't even going to say it, but she's throwing it back.
Throwing it back, like look back at it and everything. And I was like, she's throwing it back like it's a birthday.
I genuinely can't do this.
And so I realized at that point on Saturday that I probably missed the party that I was never officially invited to with an invitation and an address and a time and all of that. And what makes it worse is that she went on Instagram thanking Keith and Good News and their team. He reposted her post, which I saw, and I'm like, how the other radio team people
they got on Instagram.
So listen,
trying to switch
support,
teams?
Right? Exactly.
Trying to switch
Support.
teams?
You wasn't gonna come anyway,
And
Charles.
I said, well, did anybody else from the team come?
Look,
Huh?
you can't say.
I said, did anybody else from the team come? When she say no, I said, how bad does that look? That not nan one of y'all was at the party.
I didn't know about it.
Everybody knew about it. We not finna
I
do
didn't know
this.
about it. Wait,
Who's
she
everybody?
showed
It
up
was
to my
on
house and I didn't know about it.
I didn't know you lived there. So that's a fair trade. That cancels out.
Well,
You live there.
Everybody
Enough-
You have the address. I invited
enough
you.
about our show drama.
I did not know that you lived there. Okay.
I just needed to put that out there
listen.
Are you hurt?
via Charles.
Listen.
And,
Are you hurt?
No, but
Listen,
happy
I'm hurt.
birthday, though.
I put
We're
it
gonna
on
do our
all-
own thing.
Well,
Because
I'm gonna be with you guys going into my birthday next week because my birthday is next Tuesday. We'll be here Monday night, so I will be with you guys. The point
So
is,
then next Tuesday, that's when we should do it.
yeah, midnight.
the point
I mean,
is,
next Monday or whatever. Yeah.
the point is,
What was the official invite though? Did I really miss that?
Look.
Or did-
There was.
We'll
no
talk about that
invite.
during the
There was
break.
no invite.
Because
things were
it's
crazy.
time.
Life was crazy. I put it on all my social medias. I can't remember everything, and I apologize. But y'all should have got on social
Where
media.
everything. We got we got a group chat that
Wow.
we use. We're
All right, I was wrong.
thank you.
You're welcome.
So, in
Is that what
other
y'all needed?
news,
I
we're
apologize,
talking
team.
about
Golf
online
clap,
dating
golf clap.
tonight. And we have the lovely Miss Elise, a.k.a. Allie and Callie, who's going to be joining us after the break. And so, going into this break, we want you to get a little taste of, what she has
What?
to offer, right?
Okay.
Is that where we're going?
That sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me. We're going to listen to her new single, Thoughts and Chill.
Ali and Callie.
Vision of you, love lost with you, set myself free, writing therapy.
Steady creeping on the gram, say you miss my face. I'm saying, baby boy, yeah, go both ways. Sick, you a text, don't answer for days. I'm saying, baby boy, yeah, go both ways. Ha. Reminisce over you. When the love is gone, what can we really do? Stacking up the bricks and you can't break through. You say you want love, I want the same thing too.
Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Hey, if you feel the same way, say, hey. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Hey, if you feel the same way, say, hey. Writing verse number 2. Ain't got nothing else to lose. Keeping it real, honestly. Let go of we. Learn to love me.
Said I learned from the trips and the fall downs. Redirect to the path that I'm on now. Yeah, I learned 2 souls gotta link up. No rush, 9 weeks on The Bachelor. Let me know about your dreams, I wanna see ya. Let me know at your best like Aaliyah. No filter, front social media. Where you at? There you are, nice to meet ya.
Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Hey, if you feel the same way, say, hey. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Hey, if you feel the same way, say, hey. Writing a song to set my mind at ease. Writing a song
Now we're just gonna let this play out. And we gon' ride it out. Huh. And we gon' ride it out. When I say writing down my thoughts, you say chillin' every day. When I say writing down my thoughts,
you say chillin' every day. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Hey, if you feel the same way, say, hey. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Hey, if you feel the same way, say, hey. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Hey, if you feel the same way, say, hey. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Writing down my thoughts and I chill every day. Hey, if you feel the same way, say, hey.
Show is. Thank you.
And we are back. And we have a
What's
full
up?
house. And if you did, we got waters galore.
Fiji.
Wait, let me put this here because you know
trying to get
Charles
some
is
aqua hydrate
Charles is
Working for a sponsorship.
I don't know.
I'm passing
I
out
was gonna
waters, and y'all got something to say about it. This is just like
Sadidi.
black people.
It tastes good
Be like, oh, you got some secret agenda trying to give us water.
Well, anyway, we want to make it less about Mr. Dan's hustle and more about our guests. So we have Miss Elise, also known as Allie and Callie. She is a woman of many talents. She moved to Los Angeles, California in 2014 to begin a new chapter in her life. She is a singer, producer, performer, and also the host of the Allie and Callie Show. The Allie and Callie Show highlights entrepreneurs and new artists and their journey towards making their dream come true. The show aims to motivate viewers through the inspirational stories of others. Elise also has 2 self-published singles released on her record label, JGM Entertainment. So please welcome to our show, Love Sessions, Miss Elise.
What's up? Hey,
Round of applause.
yes.
Right, our in-studio clap. There we go, our in-studio clap. So, Miss Elise, we are happy to have you with us, happy to have you here. I actually wanted to, I guess, in true Charles fashion, wanted to highlight a little bit of your show, but also because the way that we were introduced to each other was because I was able to be a guest on your show.
Yes, you were.
So, I don't know if Miss Felicia, you have it ready for the clip, just to show a brief little
Show.
piece
Tequila.
of when I was on the Allie and Callie show.
I watched it today.
You said you watched it today, the one that was on?
A little bit.
You didn't watch it when I sent it out to you?
Like a little bit.
You
Like
sent it-
before?
You sent it today, right?
No, I'm talking about before when I was on it.
Basically, no, he didn't.
Right,
He didn't
right.
support you.
That's
I
basically
am-
what you're
Did you
saying
send that to
now.
everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was probably impaired. Okay.
It's this thing called email.
Oh, there
I
it is.
didn't. Well, the tools. And the thing about it is not trying to keep those tools to yourself, but being able to share them. So I always, when people reach out to me and say, hey, you know, can you give me some information on how to self-publish? I'm like, hey, I'm going to give you everything that I have because
great.
somebody gave me everything that they had. So I'm just trying to, you know, give that back and create your own opportunities. You know, like if you're trying to get on a radio show that already exists and they don't want you, then create your own. You know, get a camera, find a room, and that's pretty much how we started. We started in the basement.
I love that you said that because the Allie and Callie show exists because I was tired of going to auditions and having someone else tell me whether or not I was good enough. So I love that you
Absolutely.
said that.
Absolutely.
See? Get it done on your own. Yeah. So what's next for Akila?
Well, I just recently got married, actually last weekend.
Congrats!
So,
Congrats.
thank you.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Bling, bling. And her nails cute too.
Thank you. Those
Word.
wedding nails. You know.
Okay.
But so right now I'm resting. But
Okay.
as soon as the summer hits, because you know, as a teacher I have summer breaks, I'm going to start working on the sequel to Beyond the Hurt. So you know, you have to check out this one on Amazon.com. So then when the sequel comes out,
I love Amazon. I have Amazon Prime, so go on Amazon. It's super easy and order this book. Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show
Thank you
and
for having
sharing.
me.
I'll put her social media information below. See this beautiful over here too. Like the video and share. Thank you guys for watching. See you later, Alley Cats. Meow. And I did purchase your book on Amazon.
oh, awesome.
I got it. I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
Have you read
Support,
it yet? You gotta read it. You got it when you get some time, because I know that
Yes.
you're extremely busy, always recording. And the wonderful thing about Elise and the Allie and Callie show is, you know, I feel like we're like sister family in a sense, like with her show and our show, because we've definitely like interviewed some of the same people. And Ryan Lucas, I know he was on the show. Melanie Victor, she did some voiceovers for our show that we actually, hopefully we can
get her back.
We need her actually to re-record some stuff because it's new information. But and then Clean, of course, he's always like
just
shooting
texted me,
people
too.
our way. So I mean, she's just in great company with great people, and I just think what you're doing is awesome. And Darnell, See the Brand.
Amen.
He was on the show too. So I mean,
It's like a little
Community.
family.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like small world
He's
in
family.
LA.
again, connecting people, and that's the way it should be. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
working together and all of that. But we want to talk about the Allie and Kelly show first. And so, yeah, tell us about.
Yeah. So basically, I just came up with the idea because I really wanted to get like on the screen, and I had a dance agent before I had an acting agent, and it didn't really work out because I was just going to all these auditions and not really booking anything. And I was like, I'm tired of going to auditions and having people sit in front of me and tell me that I'm not good enough. So I'm like, I'm going to put myself on the screen.
Amen.
So, you know, I just had the idea for the show because I was thinking about Oprah, and I'm like, when Oprah's gone, who's going to replace her? There's
Right.
really no one to fill her shoes. And I'm not trying to be like her necessarily,
Ain't nothing wrong
but
with that.
there's really not that much entertainment out there, I think, that is educational or kind of like makes you think or motivates you. It's a lot of silly stuff online, which is fine. It's cool to laugh and have fun, but there's not a lot on YouTube where you feel like, wow, I learned something today. So that was kind of the idea behind the show. And it kind of started off as we had some different topics. Like we did talk about online dating and like fitness and different subjects like that. And then it kind of just evolved into just interviewing people who were entrepreneurs or moved here to pursue acting, singing, because everyone has that moment or moments where God speaks to them and is like, you need to do this or else, you know what I mean? So I try to get behind that with every person I interview. I try to pull that out of them and say, what was it that made you do this crazy thing and move here on your own? Because
Where'd you move from?
South Florida, Palm Beach, Florida. I moved here 3.5 years ago, drove across country.
What were you doing in Florida?
Working in insurance, like I am still now to pay the bills.
Right.
But I've always been involved with music, and I learned how to produce on my own. And I was a dancer for a professional sports team out there. So I've always worked in entertainment, like on the side, but I wanted to pursue it professionally, so I moved out here.
You came alone?
Technically, well, my mom was in the passenger seat. I did most of the driving, but as far as like financially and just getting myself set up, everything I did on my own.
So did she just came to help you get out here?
Yeah,
or,
she didn't
okay.
want me to come by myself because I was like, I'm coming by myself. Like
Right.
I have to. So everyone has that moment where it's like, I'm tired of doing this same thing every day. I have to go for my dream. So that's what the show is about. It's like really motivating people.
So why not do it at home and then versus drive out here to Cali?
At the time, the perception was that there's more opportunity in Los Angeles, which to some extent there is. But now that I've kind of started producing the Allie and Cali show and producing on my own, like even producing music, I can work with artists in other states.
Anyway.
And I've even done interviews on the show via Skype. So now
Right.
I'm kind of like, I can move back to Florida. It's a
You
lot.
gonna move back?
I'm not going to, but
You say you can. Yeah.
because once you realize that, like, really the driving force is you.
Right.
No, yeah.
You
Right.
can operate from, especially with,
Technology.
technology, online.
And,
dating.
Right.
and yeah,
You can
technology is important, but at the same time, it's like you still got that personal, like you got boots on the ground here in LA, or if you want to go to New York or something. I feel like most people who are like the ish or whatever in their city or whatever, and they get to that point, they gotta move in the entertainment field. They're gonna go to LA or New York, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And then so now you're dealing with all the dope people from wherever they were from, you know, and they got that same inclination, and they're all in one little hub. So, but if you go back to Florida, you back on online. Now you emailing people.
Yeah,
but now
you
you
gotta
could
fly
down
out
there
and-
because and I say that because I was just in DC and I was just like. It's a big town, but if you want to be entertainment, there ain't no it's only government jobs out there. So like, how do people? But here in LA, you walk to the Starbucks and somebody gonna hand you a script or something. You know what I'm saying? Like literally.
You know what's funny? When the last time I went home, and you gotta love Oakland, but my sister and I, we were driving past a gas station, and I think we were in Oakland, and there were like these dudes. I guess they were filming like a music video or something. It was so hilarious, but it was
what was it so
culturally specific to like being in a town.
Oh, okay.
Like it was that like. It was a random gas station, and they had the camera like zooming and going in, and the dude was like by the pump, by his car, like doing all of this, and
I gotta see
and
that
we're
video.
driving by
It's
like
like Soul Beat back in the day.
like what is that's
exactly.
like what is happening right now?
Nobody
and
know about Soul
and that's
Beat.
what I was, and that's what I was thinking in my head, like anybody can do anything that they want and
Especially
create
now.
it and I'm not even necessarily knocking it. It was just so funny and like so Oakland. Like it just it made my heart melt.
If you're determined, you will find a way no matter where you are. But I agree, like being here, like being around you guys, it's hard to find people in the entertainment business in Florida, like that, where I can just link up with people. So I guess it is a little easier to get work done.
Do you
in
feel
LA.
that maybe because of also like the energy that you had when you came, like because you know how like, you said you were determined, this is what I'm going to do, and then because you knew like, okay, this is what God has for me, so then like things just started falling in place as far as like meeting people and being connected here and being connected there, like okay, this can work, I can see these pieces coming together, because you said 3.5 years, right? That you've been here. There are people who come and they've been here, for 5 years, 10 years, and don't have the success, that you have, or the following, or any of that. You know what I mean? So
she took it on upon herself, which that was a lot of people didn't have the internet back in the day. They had to go home. You was like win or go home, basically, when you come out here.
But I'm saying, but even now, there are people who are still not.
Well, yeah, I definitely know a lot of people that, for instance, I'm sure all the ducks wasn't all in a row. There's a learning curve, I would assume, for your show, right? But at the same time, to me, it's the people that just get on the road. Like a lot of people, I know people that be like, oh, I'm going to take an acting class and then I'm going to do this. And I'm like, the acting class ain't going to make you do a show. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, either you're going to do a show and learn and make mistakes and get on the road, or you're going to basically just be on the sideline and then waiting and trying to jump in. But just dive. I personally am a big believer of just diving in on the deep end of the pool. Don't try to stick your toe in the water and then
Just
see
get
if
in
it's,
there.
just
You
get
just
in there
gotta-
and see what you can do.
You gotta go
that's when you
for
learn.
it.
Yeah.
And I have a few episodes up on my channel about moving to LA. Like Mel did one of those specifically about the journey of moving to LA. And you are kind of naive when you come here, but that's a good thing. Like you're a little bit, Ryan said, like you're a little bit crazy, but that it's
Right.
good. But I think for me, I'm gonna be honest with y'all out there, anyone that wants to move to LA, the thing that has kept me afloat is my 9 to 5. You have to work.
Right.
Unless you have a big savings account, unless you live with 6 people, because there are people who live, 6,
Right.
and that's fine. But if you want to have money to pay your bills and a little bit of money extra to do the Ali and Callie show and
Right.
put out singles, you have to work. So I work 9 to 5. I was cheerleading for the LA Kings last year, so I would work 9 to 5, then go to the Staples Center and work that job, and then on the weekends I would do the Ali and Callie show. Then I would get booked for all these little odd jobs here and there. So literally, all my time was taken up by working.
Right.
So it's like I'm crazy doing all this different stuff, but hell, I'm gonna make it because I'm working. It's
Right.
not
It's
just
a sacrifice.
yeah, it's
definitely.
not just like, oh, I'm just gonna take acting classes all day and not
That's
work.
where people get
Right.
a lot of it confused. They just like, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm just gonna
You need
just
that
do it.
income.
Like, wait a
Right.
minute, how
Don't
you gonna
quit.
pay
You
to
need
get
money.
there? How you gonna? Where the gas? Where the Go ahead, Charles.
No, I was gonna say I had a homegirl that was like, "Oh, I'll come out here and I'll just walk down Hollywood Boulevard, and then somebody's
gonna discover me."
And that might happen. That's the Hollywood dream. It might happen.
Maybe,
But it might not
Gabrielle
happen.
Union around the
I don't know.
It takes 10 years to make an overnight success, right? So it's a perception. Like, a lot of celebrities come out and it's like, wow, it looks like they became big overnight, but y'all don't know. It took 10 years. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that they're a waitress.
Right.
They want it to look like, wow, I just like was discovered. No, honey, you.
And even once you do make it, like, that was just that role. Like,
Yeah,
you
you gotta keep
still
on going.
gotta live your regular life and get to the point of, you know, we were talking about Tiffany Haddish, and like I said,
that was
even
amazing.
the story she shared on,
Breakfast
she was
Club?
on one of those shows. No, one of the late night
Oh, okay.
shows,
She's
and she
on
was
that
talking about the
right?
Groupon Swamp Tour that she took
Yeah, that
Jada
was-
and Will Smith on, and it was like, the thing I appreciated about it was like, she was talking, this is a real place I'm in, but I'm also in company with some people who have real money. And so, you know, that's another thing that you really have to learn and navigate through too, is that you're going to be in environments with people who have more money than you do, and not being, I guess, what is it, like intimidated,
Intimidated.
Thank you.
Discouraged or
Intimidated,
anything?
discouraged, because you're not there yet, or you don't have it. Like, living in your truth, living in where you are, not above your means, but doing what you need to do in order to achieve the success that you have, you know, that's waiting for you, versus I'm about to now splurge, spend all this money, and try to live a life that you can't afford. And people are like, no, that's not really how it is. Like, no, you might see me on the screen, but I'm not a millionaire, you know.
I'll never forget, I like to watch interviews of some people I look up to getting interviewed, like Oprah getting interviewed or Issa Rae getting interviewed. And I remember Issa said there was a point where I guess they were still developing Insecure, and she would go to auditions or just do different things, and she would go buy her outfit from Macy's, still have the tag on, and then take it back. And
Right.
like, I know the hustle. Like, if you have to have these different outfits and have different shoes and look
Right.
a certain way, you do what you got to do until you make it. And she did what she had to do, and now look at her.
Right.
So
And when you say you came out here and you were naive, like what was your perception when you got to LA, and then like what's your view on it now?
I guess the typical LA's where you go to
Make it.
make it, I guess. And I knew I had to have an agent and all that, so I did train and take extra dance classes and acting and vocal lessons before I got here, and I was able to get an agent. But I thought it would be a lot easier. Like, I thought, oh, I get an agent and I'm gonna go to auditions and book things, because like, in your hometown you may be the best in your hometown or one of the best, but you get out here and everyone's good. So
Right.
I didn't realize that, like, dang, she good too. And it's like, we gotta look like each other, so now we gotta battle it out. And it's like, so I guess that's what I was naive about. It's not as easy as it looks, and if you want to make it, you have to figure out what you're good at, and don't rely on the casting directors to cast you, because a lot of times they're going to pick people they already know. That's something else I learned. The choreographers, the casting directors, they're going to pick people who they're familiar with, or if you have a long resume, they'll pick that person unless you really do something that catches their eye. So I feel like a lot of people who have long-term success have paved their own way. Because like Issa, she's just such a good example. She's not like a typical person who you would think would go into an audition and they're like, oh, that's the girl. She was like, screw this, I'm gonna make my own part, I'm gonna make my own show.
Right.
You know,
Which
and,
I loved awkward.
and
Black
she's
girl.
so unique, and no one can take that from her, because she's
Right.
a unique person. I realized that about myself. I'm 4'11". I don't look like the typical castable person in these auditions, so I'm gonna have to make my own way. So that's what I'm working on.
I think it's a better way anyway, because, you know, like, we need new, fresh ideas and just stuff. And again, the very first time that I watched even Issa's web series, which was a long
amazing.
time ago,
A long time.
I felt connected with it in a way where I was like,
Relatable.
oh my God, like, that happens. And nobody ever talks about this or those experiences that are just everyday, regular stuff. Is not anything extreme, but it's hilarious the way that she writes and all that. And so when people have new stuff, initially I know a lot of people are probably like, that's not gonna work. People don't like that. So like you said, you take it into your own hands, and then you're the creator. You have creative control. No one can tell you no until,
You want to say no.
Right. You want to say no, and now people are at your doorstep like, hey, so we saw the Allie and Callie show, and we would like to do something. You're like, I don't really want to go this way. I want to have it, But that's awesome.
So with your producing, singing, and rapping, is that about being in Cali as well? Like just having to take on every other?
The name Allie and Callie just came like when I moved here. I started an Instagram, and Allie and Callie because I'm not like from here. So people, when I would meet them in person, they would just call
I was talking
me.
about the production of the music.
Oh well, for my music, it's just Elise. My name Elise. And then for the show, it's Allie and Callie. But yeah, music is just Elise. And I basically learned how to produce on Logic. Probably.
Amen.
Yes.
Best one since sliced bread. I can't stand Pro Tools.
Yeah, I think I started on Fruity Loops in middle school, and then I went to Acid Pro, and then GarageBand, and then Logic.
It's the natural
And,
progression.
Yeah. So it's just from like having a lot of free time in high school and college, and I had the chance to work with some decent producers in college, but the industry is grimy. I'll say that. It could be a little,
To say the least.
a little touchy,
Definitely.
a little touchy. So I'm like, I'm gonna learn how to make music on my own but I have had the opportunity to work with some really good producers out here. I had some producers make my song playlist that's on iTunes right now, and Clean was on that too. But I like to, produce my own stuff, work with producers like Mix, like that.
I do it as well, so I understand. I
Yeah,
understand.
it's fun to sit down and like make your own stuff from scratch.
How has that
so.
made your appreciation grow for music before you got into it? Because there's two sides of it. There's the singer that sings, or the artist that just does the music, and then there's the person that produces the music. And then when you're both, how does that make you grow an appreciation for it? Because you think everything is easy.
It's so hard. It's so hard because like you have to pull from like your own personal experience. I've learned that makes it easier to produce, and I've had a couple mentors that have had years in the game, like musicians, and they told me if you want to be respected, you have to learn music. So I've been I've been doing my piano, learning
Learning too.
piano, and taking my vocal lessons so I can really learn music, and it's really made me respect the game a lot more. I don't want to just be a press button producer, so still
That's
growing.
awesome.
Every song is better and better and better, so
I mean, as long as you're working at it every day.
I like
Yeah,
the track.
Period.
Now we're talking about online dating, but so you moved from Florida and you moved to LA. So of course this is love session.
Culture
so
shock.
dating in LA,
water.
right? She's like,
Sips tea.
right. Dating in LA. How has that been? Is it any different than dating in Florida? And what has your experience with online dating been?
okay. I don't want to sound like a biatch. Okay, so in Florida, I feel like the guys are a lot more willing to settle down.
You said in Florida?
Definitely.
In Florida?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, in Florida, they are more willing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're more, I guess, traditional in the sense they're not trying to move out of Florida. If they're still in Florida at the age of 27, I really don't think they want to move.
Right.
So, but the ambition isn't really, may not be there. And the type of person I am, I'm all over the place, and I've, done all this stuff, so I want the person to at least match me, because I'm 30 years old now, y'all.
You?
Like when I was younger,
30 where? Ooh,
when
black
I
is
was
beautiful.
like in college, I didn't mind, if the
You're
guy
like
was younger.
20.
Honestly, I was
Wait,
going.
was
I was going with
that-
like 24, 5.
I shouldn't have said 30.
Me too, right?
I shouldn't have said 30.
Me too, right?
No, I get younger.
But the
guys
age
that
start
are
low and then go high.
Okay, I'll lie next time. But like when I was in college, it's cute to date younger guys, and because you guys are both figuring yourself out.
Right.
But at this age, we have to know what we want to do in life now. Come on. So I think that drive in Florida, from my experience, not all guys have that. I don't want to get screamed at. I'm sorry. But in LA, the flip side is that they're so motivated that all they see is their goal.
Right.
And women too are the same way here in LA. And I hear horror stories from guys about women being, well, what do you do for a living and how much do you make?
Oh no, that's not me. But it's more on the other side of me with being so motivated that you can't be a girlfriend. That's the issue here in LA.
Yeah. So like the guys I meet, I've met. Okay, so online dating, as soon as I moved here, I don't know why I wanted to have a boyfriend, so I got on Tinder for the first time.
Oh, Lord.
You need some help with the
Tinder
bills.
is not. Woo.
You couldn't
like, I
pick
need
a
a
more traditional.
Are you being judgmental?
She said she's
No.
giving you the face too. That means
I know.
and let her finish.
Right.
I'm just curious to know what she found on Tinder.
No.
But you know what? Okay, I pride myself on having pretty good intuition
Some
and being able to
eggplants.
read people.
Okay.
So I've never had any creeps that I've met on online dating because I
That's
can
what's
read
up.
you before I. So I've met normal people on Tinder.
Because there are a lot of normal people.
So you took a couple dates.
Yeah.
gone
so,
on any dates?
So the first person I met on Tinder in LA, we ended up becoming boyfriend and girlfriend for a month.
That's what's up.
Wait, how long?
Hey,
how
hey,
long did y'all Tinder
that's
date before you
legitimate.
We
got?
dated for
That's
3
legitimate.
months.
Okay.
That's legitimate.
And then it was like, oh, I love you. And I'm like, okay, fine, I love you too. And we dated for a month, and no. And then he regretted it and wanted to get back with me. And I was like, no, you shouldn't have broke up with me. That's how I am. If we're done, we're done. But he was a normal guy. He was an actor.
So why didn't it work?
I'm not even going to tell you why. You guys are really going to think I'm just like, anyway.
Wait, but
No,
that's
no,
what
no,
the
no,
show
no,
is
no,
about.
Right.
Paul,
Wait, but
that's
time out. I need you to go back real quick because for
Obi's not
I know
watching.
what Tinder is, but I don't know what Tinder is. So like, Tinder is the swipe,
Swipe
right? Swipe.
Yeah, and
you
Tinder's
swiping
known
all the
for
water.
like hookups and stuff. But if you make it clear from the jump that you're not about hooking up, I think it's fine to do Tinder.
So, but I mean, how were you able to? At what point are you able to read a person? So, is it you read the smile on their face that they were making in the picture, or like you begin?
That's some of their
that's
bio. Some of their bio, what they say.
I mean, but most people just do
talking.
How
like
they
dudes? They
approach
just
you.
kind of swipe. You just keep swiping.
Yeah, they.
So
do
you
that.
got to
That's annoying.
swipe. Just in
You
case
swipe,
there's anybody else out there
you
who
match.
doesn't know about Tinder,
Yeah.
you swipe, and if I swipe and
Yeah.
you
If
swipe
y'all
the
both
same way
swipe
I
the right
swipe,
way.
A whole bunch of swiping.
Yeah.
Now we
If
can
y'all
DM.
swipe the right way,
I mean,
then y'all match instantly,
we're
and that's the
connected.
only way you can message
and
them.
you can.
You can only message them if y'all match.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta match, so y'all
So
gotta swipe
if
right.
You thought
first.
if I thought
No, I
you was
thought you
cute.
could message without a swipe.
It's just been
No.
me and you that ain't been a part
No,
of
it-
it.
Or maybe I did.
No,
Okay,
no,
no,
I
thought it
because
was
that's
just a
not how-
swipe right
no,
situation.
no,
That would be
because
cheating.
It's not
before
confused with me. I'm confused
before
too.
I got married, like a long time
Yeah, make
ago.
that clear.
Tinder ain't been out that long.
Well, it was out before I got married. I can tell you that. Okay, why you trying to be a hater?
I'm not trying to.
And so it was funny because I signed up and then I was like swiping. I was like, oh, I can't do this. So I
Let it
didn't.
go.
But someone sent me a message, but they didn't send me a message for dating. They sent me a message because they wanted more followers on social media. I figured that out later, but
So
it
they
was-
spammed you or something?
I guess, but I don't really know. I didn't know what I was doing anyway, but it was just, I was like, I don't want to do this. But anyway, so you swipe, they swipe, and then you started messaging each other.
Messaging, and then if you trust each other enough, then you can like start talking on the phone and
Okay.
do FaceTime and.
So was it awkward? Like after y'all message and you're like, hey, let's hang out, and then y'all meet up.
No, it's not awkward, especially like when you meet up in person and you realize, oh, it's a normal person. We're just having a conversation.
But you're not like anticipating that before y'all meet. Like, oh my gosh, like okay,
Yeah.
he might be a creep.
Yeah,
Like,
of
okay, what if
course.
he doesn't look like what he says? Like,
Yeah, so you definitely want to meet in a public place, so if anything happens, you can scream bloody murder. So and I will send like my best friend and my mom. My mom knows all my personal business. I'll send them like a picture and phone number and where I'm going in case anything happens. So.
Right, as you should,
Yeah, you should. You out
because
here on
if
your own.
something
I'm dropping
if something
locations.
happens, then somebody needs to be able to come to your aid and your rescue.
Send
You know
me
what's crazy
your
is I
dad.
feel like so I'm a little old school in the sense of
Well.
like where
Don't let her.
like the mentality was with online dating. I know now, like everybody's online dating, and it's like
That's where it's at.
the
Not everybody.
right. Well, a lot of people.
That
a
ain't
lot
married.
of people.
People that ain't married.
Right, we're married. So
Everybody else is?
And
A
lot of people
I'm
are.
gonna say 80% of people are.
a lot of
A
people
lot
are
of
now.
people.
I would say at least a lot of people have downloaded the app and at least took a couple
Right.
swipes.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if
I've
you didn't
never-
actually,
I've never
do
downloaded the app.
it.
Or
never
communicating
None
with
of them,
somebody
not
that
just
you
Tinder,
don't
there's a
know
lot.
Oh, yeah,
on
I was
social
saying
media,
Tinder.
which we'll
Okay.
get into. But my point is that it's a lot more popular and it's a lot more
Except
acceptable
Yeah.
now.
Closer to the
So where you still might have that idea of like, okay, yeah, it really could be a creeper or something like that, but for the most part, it's other regular people who are, looking for
Yeah.
the same thing. It's no different than you meet somebody out. It could be a
Exactly.
creep too. We just don't. Oh, we're just used to that, so it's okay for me to
Right.
give my number to this person that I've never talked to before, that I'm only seeing this one time in this one occasion, and we're gonna go have a phone conversation and talk about everything, or I'm gonna allow them to walk me. You get what I'm saying? Like,
My theory is like, okay, so back in like the late '90s when AOL came out, remember that?
yeah.
I was allowed
AIM?
to be.
Uh-huh.
I was allowed to be on AOL in middle school for some reason, but that's
I wasn't allowed. I snuck.
But that's
Sorry.
like the era when there was the pedophiles and creeps online.
Right.
That's,
You
I
know,
don't
That's
think that
we
era
don't even
went
know
away.
who we
Yeah.
were talking to.
Exactly.
To be honest,
But
there were
now,
no
like,
pictures.
Every person has a phone in their
Yeah.
hand. So even like when I think about my business, I'm like, how can I sell to people on the phone? Forget the computer. Everyone has a phone. So I feel like, it's if you want to meet someone, you might have to meet them on the phone because their head's in the phone all day. So of course you want to try to meet people in person too, but they're just as accessible on the phone.
Right.
So I feel like a little bit more safe. And then like with Tinder, it'll tell you mutual friends in common. So if you see someone mutual, it'll be like, hey girl, you know this person, friend of a friend. So it makes you feel
Right.
a little bit more comfortable. So
Well, you guys,
still-
you guys probably don't remember, but you remember the Whites, Aaron and Virginie
Yes.
White. They
Those are
met
my
on MySpace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Me and Mo
And hit it off.
we met on Black Planet.
see, well, did you really meet
Me
on
and my
Black
boyfriend,
Planet?
we met on
Instagram.
Okay.
Hypocrite.
But
I got
let me
slid in
tell-
the DMs
so,
on Instagram.
Let me tell you about
I'm
Black
just
Planet
joking.
really quick
Shout out to Black
before we go to a break. So Black Planet, it was equally as unsafe as
anything today.
the idea of online dating, right? Because you're talking to people, and Black Planet literally was about talking to people that you did not know, who lived across the state. So I'm talking to people in Florida, like, hey, let me
But
post
that was
on your
crazy
wall.
you can only do states.
Right,
And this
right.
Is, this is,
So
it's
you
so
don't-
far back you can only do.
But no doubt, in high school, meeting up, with these stranger people in other
Yeah.
states. Like when you travel to the other state, like me and my best friend, like we definitely said we could have gotten taken. You know what I mean? It's not a good idea.
and nobody and that homeboy wasn't gonna come
Right.
save you.
No
Like
Liam Neeson.
nobody
No
knew where we
Liam Neeson.
were. Nobody knew
You're
where
done.
we were. But I mean, thank God nothing
grace.
happened because our frontal lobes weren't fully developed.
We needed
Crying.
this show in the
So
future.
Crying.
right. But I did see some online with like 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds communicating with this guy
noticed.
did a experiment. He was grown, but communicating with the girls who had phones, and they were giving their numbers and their address,
saw
like my
that on
friends.
Facebook,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they were meeting online. So it's like you have us older people who are like, yeah, I'm not sure if I want to do it. Okay, I'm going to try and do it. But then now you have younger people who are so comfortable that they're sharing too much. And you even, giving too much access to people who they have no clue
Who they really are.
Who they really are. See, I wasn't inviting them to my house because that's ignorant, I was just meeting
Probably
up
would've
with them
been better.
somewhere, which is right.
Meeting them in a dark alley.
Right. Come to my house, and then my daddy would be like, "Who are you?"
Get the hell out of here.
But yes, so we have because we're gonna go to a break, but we have the song. Well, I think it's the video too, but you were featured in Clean's video, and so we are going to go to that song. It's Master.
She's still gonna
Okay.
tell us why they broke up
know
too.
why they
I didn't forget. I still want to
Right.
know
I was
why
like,
the
why you
Tinder
going
man
over
did not
there?
last.
Yeah, we're gonna go. We're still talking online dating.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna give some information about more online sites, and we're gonna hear from one of my homies and his experience. So when we come back from the break, we'll probably start with that.
I'm like, what's the best online dating.
Honey, you do me wrong, but still I'm crazy about you. Stay away too long and I can't do without you. Every chance you get, you seem to hurt me more and more. But each hurt makes my love stronger than before.
Complicated, we break up and then we make up. My family said you ain't cool and I don't debate them. Makeup on your eyes, running down your cheeks from the past lies told in a brand new deceit. And I justify it cause you did me wrong. And two wrongs don't make it right, but it make a great song. So I just hide behind my truest emotions. Never thought that you do me wrong and leave me out in the open. Cause I was down from the start, never play with your heart. Promise to do you better as long as you played your part. Cause you've been there before, so you know how I feel. That's why you said that you would always keep it real. But as time moved on, feelings begin to change. We lacking communication, I notice it ain't the same. Call me for the storm, anticipating the rain. Damn shame, cause my love was stronger from all the pain.
You do me wrong, but still I'm crazy about you. Stay away too long and I can't do without you. Every chance you get, you seem to hurt me more and more. But each hurt makes my love stronger than before.
So now I'm doing my thing and I don't give a fuck. I know we cordial and kick it, but still it ain't enough. We keep the title for your mama and granny cause they love me. And I ain't really trying to break up the family. Built the hell up a foundation. Don't leave for the segregation. You want me and say you love me, then baby just have patience with me. Cause I'm just working through the process. Hope I don't turn into a monster, baby, like this. You said we gotta make it work, I know it, but right now I'm feeling some type of way. So baby, just pipe down. You want me to come home, I'm ready to skip town. Was giving you what you need, you still was running around. Had me looking like a damn fool. And I keep coming back, though it ain't cool. No one can love me like you do, and no, it ain't true. I always find myself coming back, cause I need you. Lies.
You do me wrong, but still I'm crazy about you. Stay away too long and I can't do without you. Every chance you get, you seem to hurt me more and more. But each hurt makes my love stronger than before.
And we are back. You are currently tuned in Detroit. Oh, just in case you guys didn't know who this guy was on the end, that's Dontrell Detroit. He's one of our fill-ins.
The best. One of y'all best.
One of our best.
Don't do me.
Well, we're on. You're tuned into Love Sessions. I won't. Don't worry. And we're talking about online dating.
You got me.
I just want to point out all the other shit. We both went to Skyline. And we
right.
We know how to go.
We have Miss Elise in the building, Miss Allie in Cali, and again, we're talking about online. We're talking about online dating. Shout out to Clean with Clean Green Music and his lovely wife, Miss Melanie V.
And he checked up a lot on me when I was in the hospital too. So
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Real good dude.
Yes, I've met nothing but really good people, especially working on this show. I believe we have our caller on the line, Mr. Caller. Hey.
What's up?
Hey, Sid.
y'all
How
doing?
are you?
What's going on? I'm feeling good. How y'all feeling?
Wonderful. I'm feeling good. Everybody, that's Charles Handy, this Sugarfoot,
They
this
know who I
Elise,
am.
and that's Dontrell Detroit, really?
They know who I am.
So,
Okay, so I'm watching too. Who's Sugarfoot?
this is Sugarfoot right here next to me and to my right.
Okay, we got Allie Callie to your left.
And then we got Charles Handy. I don't know if you remember
Mr.
him
We
from
know
Skyline.
we know who he is.
I know you only was at Skyline for a minute, but
2 years in.
not you. I'm talking about him.
Oh.
You were at
Everything ain't about you.
Right.
I didn't know what was going on.
Anywho,
So I know that you have recently tried this online dating thing, right?
Real recent, yes. It's weird.
it's weird.
I'm glad you said that because I was
Online
asking.
dating is weird.
Ali Callie's over here saying it's super normal just to be online. I'm like, it's got to be some kind of weirdness a little bit.
Okay, but
It's
everybody's
weird.
experience is different.
That's like saying social media is weird.
Here's my thing.
It is.
All right, I'm 32, right? So I'm at a point where I've lived in Oakland pretty much my whole life. I'm at a point where we all know each other. And it's kind of like, all right, let's step out from the familiar. So I'm
Right.
just tired of, I dated you, we dated, you dated my cousin back then, I know your ex, so it's just like, let's just step out on that. So, I already travel a lot. I meet a lot of women on the road. That's cool, but they're on the road. So I was like, I'll try it. So I signed up for it.
For what? Which
for
thing?
Tinder. I tried Tinder. This is actually my second time trying Tinder.
You
The
ever
first
tried
time
Soul
I
Swipe?
was on. Soul Swipe, I didn't like. Soul Swipe.
Is that like
Soul
black?
Swipe.
It's supposed to be more for black people.
Yeah, but it looks
They just
looks
ignorant.
just like
So
it's for
sweet.
like just the hookup. So if that's what you're looking for, that might be cool. I'm at a point again. I'm 32 where I'm not looking for marriage yet, but then I am looking.
Is it
for
a
at least
possibility
connection.
now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
But you thought Tinder was more of a look for something than any of the other sites?
Tinder is more normal. The thing I have a lot of platonic friends, right? I have a lot of platonic female friends. So initially, when they signed up for Tinder, they get they swipe right. The guy will swipe right. Next thing they know, they got a picture of a penis in the inbox.
Oh.
So it's just like
What?
So a lot of them signed off, but they're like it's pretty normal now as of late. So I'm like, I'll give it a try. Initially, I got off of Tinder when I first tried it because I was swiping right. And somebody just said, really look at this profile, and I saw transgender. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. So I got off
Yeah,
of
it
it.
was a trap.
Yeah, I got
Set
off
you
of it.
up.
I'm going to go ahead and get off of this one. So as of recently, I tried it again, and it's not bad because here's my thing. If we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. When we slide in those DMs, that's online dating.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing.
It's an attempt. It's an attempt to online date. Nobody, unless they reply back to that DM, you just shooting your shot, basically.
Yeah, but I'd rather swipe right before I like 40 pictures. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's not that bad, but I don't know what to say either. So it's just like, how are you? How was your day? A bunch of stuff I really don't care about, kind of.
Right.
It's just like, I don't know. It's kind of small talk. And who likes small talk? So it's kind of like, are we attracted enough to each other to actually just exchange numbers and see what we can do?
So being that you're in Oakland, do you look for girls in the Bay? In Frisco or Oakland? Is it where you linking up with people at, or where you're?
Honestly, the two things I'm doing is, for one, making sure it's not a transgender, and then for two, just making sure, because they'll tell you if you have mutual friends.
Right.
That's what she was saying. So the mutual friend is the key.
That's the resource.
That's the key element.
Right. But for me, that's what I'm staying away from.
Right.
Oh,
Because
you
he's
don't
trying to
want
get
the
away
mutual
from people he may know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So can I
I'm
ask you a
going the opposite
question?
way.
This is
Okay.
Elise. So, if I heard you right, you said that once you match, you don't really know what to talk about with the person.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a problem I have.
So I'll match with someone, and I'm the type of girl. I'm a boss, so I'll just message you first. I'm not gonna wait for the guy to message me. So if he doesn't message me within a few hours, I'm like, hey, what's up? Cricket. So, that defeats the purpose of using the app. So I'm kind of trying to figure out why is it that sometimes you'll match with someone and then they
don't
not
say
anything.
Oh no, that's every time I match, I say nothing. But
What do you say every time?
But you have a hard time finding conversation, or
it depends on what. If it's today, happy Monday. You know what I'm saying? How your week started. If it's Friday, what do you have planned for the weekend? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, how much small talk? Like, I'm not prepared to go back and forth with the small talk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Be like, what's your number? You
Exactly.
have to be like, what's your number?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So we're not exchanging numbers.
Just tell them,
after
give you the app.
3,
Pull up.
maybe 4 messages. I don't really like.
okay. So it depends on the person, because I wouldn't do that to you.
So have you gone on any dates yet?
I did. I did. I went on one Thursday, but I went full action. So I tried Tinder, Soul Swipe, and something else called Happen. So the date was from Happen. Happen is kind of like super creepy. Happen is for women. For women, Happen, it'll tell you people in your location, like you cross paths. Let's say we both go to the bank.
Oh, that's weird.
That's super weird.
What do you say?
It literally has your location.
Oh, that's cool.
Like if you cross paths at the bank.
So it tells you like if you ended up at the same place.
Some stalker.
Right.
there.
Let's say we all were in the studio. If I was in another room, we all would be, like you guys crossed paths 5 minutes ago 5 times. Like, so it's just like super creepy.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Maybe that's like for college students or something.
No, that's too much.
I don't know. It's creepy for everybody.
Have you heard of something called Plenty of Fish?
POF is that's not. I won't do that.
No,
That's
my friend just told me about it, that she actually just downloaded it, and she was just like, I just can't. I just won't.
What about Backpage?
I've never heard of it, though.
Who?
Backpage?
I think that's illegal, my man.
Wow. Okay.
100%.
Okay, so how did your date go?
Yeah, stay away from that, babe.
How did your date go?
Was that a setup?
I've never been on Backpage.
He said, I think that's illegal, my man.
But the date was okay. We ended up having a mutual friend, and it played in my favor. I'm a real goofy, real honest guy. So the friend hyped me up. Oh, girl, yeah, I should have been in the field with him, like just over the top. So she was super comfy when we hung out. We had a good date, in my opinion. It was a good date. We had good conversation, had a few drinks, ate food. Nothing weird at the end of the night. Not like a weird, we don't have to kiss or we don't have to do nothing, like just, I'll see you again. So I deleted the app Happen because it's like I have too much going on. Like I don't need to be on all of these sites, you know what I'm saying? Like, got stuff to do, I gotta work and stuff. Like, I can't just be on 4 dating sites.
Right.
So I delete Happen, but we have each other's contact. We were actually making plans for Thursday. Today she shoots me a text and she's like, yeah, I noticed. No, red flag at the end of the day. She says, okay, don't be one of those guys. I'm like, huh? What do you mean? She's like, one of those guys, like, I just don't hear from him again. And I'm like, just a little tip. Telling me not to be one of those guys might make me one of those guys. Like, no. Why would you say that? You know what I'm saying? So that was my first red flag. I told my boy about it. He's
imagine if y'all would have hooked up. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
then you would have ghosted her, huh?
That's a stage. That sounds like a stage 5 clinger.
She's already telling you she's gonna be
Too fake. They already in y'all was in a relationship when y'all left the date.
We were together. I didn't realize it. So she dumped me. Basically, she dumped me today. She says, yeah, why did you? She was like, I noticed that. No, why did you delete me off of Happen? And I'm at work, so I didn't respond right away.
Danger.
So she says, 5 minutes later in a text, I checked the time. 5 minutes later, she says, you know what? Never mind. You don't have to answer. Life is too short to waste time.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
She is indeed.
All right, tell me this. How did she look like? Did she look really good? Was she
Oh,
like
word.
what was
She
going
had,
on?
she had a good head on her shoulders, property manager, real estate agent, good head, good conversation.
I asked her how she looked.
Oh, she looked good. She looked good. She looked good.
No, I'm just
She
wondering.
looked good.
Yeah,
She's been hurt before.
Is she I'm saying if she's a 10, I'm saying if she was a 10, do you take all the kind of do you balance? Does it balance out with the kind of?
No.
Nah, you gotta take those signs, man. You gotta take the signs.
Nah, if she's a
So,
10. If she's a 10, you would have been running all them red lights, all them signs. You would have been like, oh, well, yeah.
I mean, looks don't mean
but-
she
but
not crazy though.
Yeah, but
that's
sometimes
part
when
of
you
it.
crazy, people look past it. When you look, if they're
I'm
really
not
attracted to
Crazy,
you.
crazy.
I can't do the crazy.
Not-
I'm not a
not over time.
For me, you have to be sane to be a 10. So you can't just look good.
Right. You can't
Right.
That's a part of
be
being a
sane
10.
and attractive.
Your sanity got to be there. So I didn't know what to say, and I'm like, what am I supposed to say back? Like, so I sent her. I don't know if you guys know the gif, the white guy blinking face.
No, you
I just
didn't.
Sent that. Like, that was all I could think of. So I'm like, what? Like,
What is that?
The,
I'm like, I
emoji
don't
her?
know
the GIF,
her.
the
Yeah.
white
Oh,
guy.
I'm screaming. He
The guy
emojied
blinking,
her.
like, I didn't know. Like,
No
what you-
words, no nothing.
Because why didn't you just
That's still
ask?
ghost.
You could have just inquired, like, what happened? You know, like, I could have simply told you, hey, I deleted. We could have still had our plans for next week.
Right.
So it's just like, this was too much. So
Do
it wasn't
you
working for me to too much explain, you know?
do you date multiple girls from social media until you find the one?
See, I'm not looking for the one. So I'm really, that's what I'm saying. I'm one of the rare guys that's on there that's not actually looking to just hook up. So when women say that, I'm cool. We can hang out. We can get to know each other. We might not be the ones for each other, but I might can hook you up with somebody or something. Like, I'm just looking to get to know new people, really. I'm just tired of the familiar here in the city that I'm from.
That's
So-
understandable.
Because I feel
Yeah,
like
so
with
it's not-
online dating, you have to like it's all trial and error. It's like it seems easy because you're just swiping and stuff on your phone, but it's a full-time job. Like you have to like go on dates. That one might be crazy. That one, to get someone who's the right, compatible.
So what, I agree 100%. But how is that too different from like everyday life?
Yep, it's the same.
Yeah, so that's why I decided to give it a shot. But it was weird, like writing something about myself. I don't know, like I'm not gonna say anything bad. So it's just like, what
I
do
want to
you-
download it just to see your description.
So you laugh.
That's a good
Yeah, that was
business to
kinda
like
weird.
help people write Tinder.
I'm a good writer. I should do that, huh?
Let's start a business.
Tinder bios for
Right.
sale here now.
Right. Just you tell me everything about yourself, and I got
got
you.
it.
Guarantee you'll get
And help
swiped.
you pick out the bad apples.
You'll get swiped.
Before you even go on the date.
No, you can't. You gotta hang out with them in person and see all the stuff they don't put in their bio.
You gotta feel alive.
So what
mean,
I
it's
hear-
easy to fake.
One thing I do hear about online dating is that it's all about the height. Like women, I don't know how what you
Height?
look for. Yeah, height. Like what do you look
Yeah, I
for?
agree.
Like if a guy, I think tall guys basically got it all when it comes to online dating
That's
or Tinder.
any dating.
You know what I'm saying? But I know one guy in particular. I think it was Amy Amy Schumer.
That's scandalous. That's
But
anything.
no, look, seriously, like Amy Schumer, I think she ended up dating this dude for like 6 months, and she met him online on like Tinder or something on one of these sites, and all he had in his bio was 6'5", and that was all he said. And he was like, I guess he was over here just.
Or maybe
You know,
if you're
doing
short, you
killing
could
it.
just leave that out. And
But that's
you
what I'm
know,
saying. But once you meet the person, like a short guy, you leave it out. You don't say anything, or you don't ever say how tall you are.
I gotta say that happened
Then
to
you-
me.
Yeah, then you go up and
It happened to me.
Look, you over here
I
at your
used to be on
shoulder or
it. Look,
something.
because I used to be. I definitely had a Tinder. Probably around the time it first came out. Being curious. I just wanted to see what was going on. But I ended up meeting up with one of the guys because we were going to dinner, and I'm like, well, I'm 5'7.5". I look taller than I am, but I'm not that tall. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm 5'8". Okay, cool. Not
Yeah,
that tall, but okay, you're taller than me. Whatever. he gets there, and I'm like, bro, you're definitely like 5'5.5", 5'6".
Damn,
Let's
he said he
not,
5'8".
let's not push it here. You got on Air Forces, so I know that gave you a little bit of height. So you might be 5'4". So now you done really lied, and I look
He
like
got
I'm
on
walking,
heels.
and now I look
He
like
got
I'm
on
walking
Air
down the
Force
street with my
heels.
little brother. Like, it's just no. I'm sorry.
I think I
so
luck
you're,
out in
so
that
you're so you're
arena.
short shaming him. You're height shaming
Well,
him.
because you're
Well,
shorter,
you lied
right?
to me. One, at least let me make the decision of whether I'm going to be comfortable with this or not. Don't
Wait.
tell me you're of height and you're really 5'4".
But what, did he
What's
lie
of
or
height?
did he really think he was 5'8"? Because
Wait, there was a question for you.
What'd you say?
What is of
What's
height?
of height?
I mean, I typically, me personally, at least be my height. That's just
you need
me.
a,
You gotta be
need a,
5'7".
At least
you need
be
a
able
my
to look-
size boyfriend.
At least be able to look me eye to eye.
Okay, so look, what if the person that was
I mean,
short-
if you're a
Short
little bit
shaming.
shorter, I'm
Short
sure
shaming.
as I get to know you as a person, if you're a little bit shorter and you're still, a good person, I'm sure I might be like, you know what?
As a person.
You know what? You're dope. We'll figure it out. But I mean, you tell me you're a whole
Look,
3
I
inches
can't
shorter
be
than what you
5'5".
were, and
y'all
I'm
all the
like,
same
boo-boo.
height.
What if the
When y'all
person
laying
else think
down,
you
y'all
felt
all
the
the same
same?
Okay,
height.
but when we walking down the street, we not,
Sugar.
and we not laying down all the time.
But Sugar, what if the person that was for you felt the same way as you, but they were taller than you?
Don't short
That I
shame.
was too short.
That but they're chemically perfect for you.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna give you my best personality, and I hope you're gonna love me regardless.
You
I
too
mean, like I
short.
said, if maybe.
You
if
look
the
like
person
his
is
little
dope-
sister.
Okay, then we don't need to be dating if I look like his sister.
No, that's my point.
see?
I'm saying the
I'm
height.
fine with that.
The
We've
height
agreed.
shouldn't dictate that. Although you have a preference, I get that you have a preference.
That's just me.
That's one
I
of
get
the
it.
first questions I get every time.
How tall are you, right?
How tall are you? Yeah.
It's
I reply,
common.
tell them.
People want to know.
Sometimes you get
But
hard
see,
eyes,
look,
like,
you know, fellas, we can't ask women like those kind of questions. You know,
Like what?
how much do you weigh?
No, you can't ask
Okay,
that.
we don't
You
ask
ask-
that.
So I'm just,
Right, but
I'm
that's-
just-
We're not
I'm just
asking
saying,
that.
We
Women
wanna know.
6'5", but you
Women are not asking men how much do you
at
weigh.
all.
No, they asking how tall you are. It's
Right,
the same
but
thing. It's a
it's
No,
physical.
you're not
asking
asking
how
you can
tall
ask
I
me
am.
how
No,
tall
that's
I
a
am.
that's a physical.
Equivalent.
That's
But
a
I'm saying,
physical.
but how
That's
y'all
the
look
same
for
thing.
height, we look for weight proportion.
Yeah.
So you get a girl that just.
But
But that's weight proportion. That's
But
not
I
the
can
number
tell
on
you
my
my
scale.
weight, and that still won't give an accurate account
how I
what I
look.
look.
Yeah,
Right.
but tell us
but
our
it-
height. You
that-
tell
that-
us.
That's to y'all, but we can.
So then ask me my
We can proportion
height.
that in our head.
What I'm saying is, you can be most of your weight is on the bottom in that height.
Most of the weight
Right.
is
Most of your weight is on the top.
Okay, but either,
no.
but either way, it's a
That's a
sensitive
rare-
subject for a woman. Just how it is. Don't ask the age most of the time.
That is not a fair
Don't ask
trade.
the
Okay.
age. Don't ask. Don't
Okay.
ask. Don't ask the weight. Don't ask.
But you
the
know
age.
why? But you know why it's
But y'all
not
wanna
fair?
ask the height.
That's parallel to the height because it's discriminatory and it may
Is
take
that
it may take away from the person that you are. It's like, okay, so what if I weigh this or
I
weigh
mean, we
that?
might
Well,
be
if you
friends.
ask me my
We'll be
weight, I
friends.
want to know
We'll be friends.
your waist and hip size.
Waist. Nobody's.
I need to know your
dude
pants.
is
I
gonna
need to
have-
know. I need to know it all. You a 32
One
by
of the
34?
things
What
I
is it?
just posted it today, and all of my women friends were just like roasting me at the same time. I know most women hate a dude like, hey, send me a picture, but that's me. I'm one of those people. Like, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So you send me that full body selfie, then I know what's up.
If it's
Like,
really them.
That's funny because I know as soon as you ask for that, most girls send you the headshot, huh?
Right.
if it's don't send me that.
Like,
Well,
no, not that
nah,
one.
look, you
Say
know,
by acting.
look, big girls especially know them angles. How to, you
know what?
I'm saying that's how you'll know right away if somebody's only sending
Playing
you.
all my big sisters in the world.
No, they know. You know if you online and you see only this in 20 pictures,
Right.
then
It's
you
just
know
like
what's up.
you like,
know what I'm saying?
dang,
Come
this
on,
Y'all,
man.
I used
is
to
the
be
17th
her.
picture,
Don't
and I
play
ain't got a
her.
body
But I'm
shot
not
yet.
playing that at all. But I'm saying if you big. I'm just saying that isn't. People know, like it's not. You know what I'm saying? People know even if you send in only this, they like.
They
Yo,
know
send me-
by your face.
Right.
Send me a picture, and then you send me
her cheeks
this.
chubby.
You know, you send me this, and you be like, all right, you can be like, you get a little closer. Look, you be like, look, what's up?
What did you just do?
Can you send me a little picture? Nah, look, yo. Them angles is all. That's what it's all about, really, about the angles. And I mean, anybody
But that's
online
that's
trying to
with
look cute.
anybody's
Y'all got
size
angles, too.
You
That's
get
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying?
Dudes,
Because
Because-
right here, because you know that's gonna make you look taller.
Yo, it's a picture. It's a
didn't know
picture.
that, but
It's look. I'm not fat shaming nobody. It's a picture online that I want to post right now of me and my daughter at Martin Luther King. But I look like I got like the biggest pop belly in the world. I'm over here trying to Photoshop this joint out.
You didn't have the right angle.
But yeah, I didn't have a good angle. And and it was actually a bad angle. It made me look way bigger than I really was. But
It was a bad angle.
yeah, it was a bad angle.
Camera adds 10 pounds.
But yeah, the camera added 10 pounds, and the angle probably added it even more. But all that to say is the angles. When you see certain angles, you're like, that's a red flag to me for online dating specifically. If people trying to look cute online, and you only giving me one angle and it's a close-up angle, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna feel like you're trying to hide something from me.
I mean, in general, though, even if you give me this, sometimes this don't look like
Okay,
this.
well, I have a question. I have a question for you, Sid, before we let you go. And if you want to stay on the line with us, you're more than welcome to. But my question is, when you post pictures of yourself, like from the male perspective, what is going through your thought process of what types of pictures to post of yourself?
See, that, for me, I don't even, when I take pictures out, I believe men should only get one take. Like, you take the picture and that's it. We can't get do-overs. Like, so you just post it.
So you just post whatever picture?
Just post, yeah. I just post pictures that was from my,
Are you like trying to show, like, you know, a shirt with your chest open, like a muscle shirt?
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just not my personality. So if I was one of them smooth dudes who, you know, then I wouldn't mind posting that. But that's not really, just goofy. So I just post it for you. You know, like, I don't want to represent that. That's not me. So it's just regular. But I don't mind. I'll send a picture. I'm a FaceTime. And also, I'm a, like, let's just meet up and what are we doing? Let's go on this date. Like, I'm not gonna talk to you for a month. Like,
That don't make no sense.
You catfish at that point. Like,
8th grade.
we can link up. If you don't have a car, it's Uber, Lyft. Like, there's no reason why we can't hook up within 2-3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we either gonna hook up and see, because even that might really be you, but we just might not have no kind of chemistry. Because the thing about online dating, if you're texting or if you're sending messages, you got time to think of clever replies, even Google stuff if you need to. Nothing to replace that real conversation, you know. So you go know. At this age, we all know is it good or is it not within the first 10 minutes.
Right.
That's true.
So, but I will say what I have been doing though is we'll start meeting up at these like Starbucks and these Jamba Juices. And it's mainly for me, it's not on a cheap move, but it's just to remove. I feel like, why are we putting romance on it on our first date?
Right.
Like, we might not hit it off. Like,
ain't nothing wrong being like, why we need to go to a nice dinner when I don't even know if that's your real profile picture anyway. So.
Yeah, that's kind of shady. So it's just like, let's just link up and see if we can work in a romantic. Like, but other than that, we just really having a conversation, getting to know each other. So I always choose something pretty chill.
Your phone died.
I just want to say, like, a lot of the apps, they will suggest that you post a few different pictures, like one headshot, one body shot, and maybe another picture of you doing something like skiing or at the beach. So if I'm looking at a profile and I don't see 3 different angles, I feel like you're hiding something. So if you just have a face shot, I move on because it's not that hard to follow directions and do headshot, body shot. I'm playing tennis.
What would a guy be? You think a guy is hiding his height? He's hiding his weight? He's hiding.
I don't care what he's hiding. He's hiding something. And for me, I understand. It could be anything. It could be a catfish.
It could be a child.
Where they just found one picture.
He took
on
the
internet.
picture and photoshopped the child that he was holding out and just did his headshot.
And I understand the importance of being attracted to the person, so I'm not like really looking for specific things. But you can't be so picky to where you're not gonna match with anyone. And like for me, I was saying earlier, I'm lucky because I'm 4'11", so height doesn't matter to me. I met someone on Tinder and we dated, and he had to be like 5'6".
What if he's 4'11"?
What was he? Yeah, 4'11".
Well, that would be interesting. I've never met a guy dated a guy that's 4'11", but usually every guy I date is at least an inch taller than me. I can look up to them. So luckily, I don't, you know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're not 6, you know, I don't care. So.
Everybody's 6 feet to you, huh?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Wow. So when you date, are you online looking for like a husband on Tinder, or are you just dating and seeing what's happening?
Long-term relationship, they have to want to be married one day. If you don't want to be married, if you don't want to have kids, then it doesn't make sense, because I feel like in my 20s, I've dated so many people just to have fun. And now that I'm 30, women, unfortunately, we only have so much time to reproduce.
What
so
if
now I'm
married so bad gets you unmarried?
Well, I'm not necessarily saying I want to be married now. It's I want someone who wants to be in a long-term relationship. Like, if you're just wanting to hook up and have fun, then I've already done that for 10 years in my 20s. Like,
but I know plenty of women that never wanted a child and said they would never have a child, only to have a child, multiple children now, to be like, it's the best experience in the world, and they couldn't see it coming. So what if you met somebody that was chemically for you, great dude, great guy, and it was everything that you needed, but as far as he knew, he couldn't see that he wanted to be married. Doesn't mean that y'all would never end up married. It's just that when he met you, when you asked him that question at this time in his life.
So basically, like Sid, like he doesn't want to be married, but he wants to meet a person.
He said that's we could be friends. We could definitely be friends, but there's not going to be commitment from me.
But yeah, what I say is I just say no, because there's a huge possibility that it could change, but I'm not going to advertise it and have a woman wait for it.
And that's happened to me before. I've had someone say that they were open and should have said no. And
so what's the difference between that and somebody telling you, answering that question yes, and they never marrying you, and you playing on that string?
Well, the difference is, I mean, the person, I guess, was unsure.
Liar.
The first, I don't want to say liar. I don't want to say liar, but they were unsure. And here's the thing: I feel like if you're in your 30s, it's all about knowing yourself before you get hooked up with someone.
But that's my point.
Because you should know by now, I feel, if you want to have children or not.
But that's my point. This world is, you can't make this. I mean, the world is one big contingency plan, and is what you want to see for yourself, but this world is made of people, and as you go and meet somebody, you evolve. You may meet somebody that is so dynamic to you, they change your views on life. So to just be like, because somebody says no or yay or nay and base that, make your livelihood based on that, like it makes no sense.
Can I ask you, when is the point that you determine this person is like going to, when does that conversation come about, as far as, okay, if you're just looking to hook up, that's not cool, but if you're considering being in a long-term relationship, we can hang out? Like, when is they have
it in the bio.
Yeah, in my bio it says if you want to hook up, sorry.
Okay, but
but then I'm saying, but I'm still gonna.
I'm not a promiscuous person.
I like you. If I like you, right, and then I read your bio and it says, if you just want to hook up, then I'm not for you. Now, if I know I just want to hook up with you, that is the exact same thing I'm going to avoid telling you to hook up.
See, you gotta watch out for people like Detroit, because Detroit is one of those type of people who know how to, like,
well, you're gonna be waiting a
manipulate and maneuver.
Because I'm not someone who, when we go on the first few dates, I'm gonna hook up with you in the first place. So you're gonna be putting in a lot of work.
Okay, so
get to that point.
Okay, so now let me explain this part to you. Let me explain this part to you and the rest of the women in this world and room.
What'd you say?
Ultimately, you are looking to hook up on the first date.
I mean,
he said ultimately she is
but at some point it wouldn't just be.
And
not
I want to say, and hook
semantics.
Up,
so thank
to
you,
me means
Sid.
just having sex and woo. Making love, having sex with my boyfriend is what I'm looking to do, not just hook up.
Now check this. So the same dude that just wanted to hook up with you, and you wrote in your bio that you didn't want to hook up, is now your boyfriend hooking up with you, and that's all he ever wanted to do. As long as you're a girl and I can hook up with you, I don't know if women understand this, but most men enjoy women. Regardless. So when you say
was that a revelation? Wait a second. Say that one more time, because I almost missed it.
You know what I'm saying? And you didn't let me finish stuff. But most men, I don't think most women understand that men enjoy women. So when you say putting in a lot of work, it's either going to be you or her that I'm working towards. So it's either going to be a little work or a lot of work. Most men are into the journey, period. Because guess what?
Yeah, I don't want it if it's that easy.
Yeah, he may get
You gotta tease it, please.
He may
Please
get into
tease
it,
me.
hook up with you,
Tupac.
and then end up.
You
wanting to
just
stay
killed
with
that.
you.
I just want you to know that.
It's been a long time since I heard that song. So, yeah.
But I mean, but it plays both ways. Somebody may get into something only to hook up with you, only to end up never wanting to leave you, and then somebody may want to get in something with you long term, only to figure out they can't get away from you fast enough. You know what I'm saying? So to put that out there, to say that this is what it is, and it's cool to say what you don't want, but first off, I wouldn't advertise that, because now you're
giving them good ammo.
You're giving the guy the plan to manipulate you and to get
So
exactly
just
what
not
he
say
wants.
anything then.
Don't put that in your
Just say
plan.
message me.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? No.
I mean, not even if it's giving a guy a plan. It's just like, it's not gonna prevent a dude who just wants to hook up. Like, if you put "don't steal this," the thief is not gonna go, "Okay, I'm not."
Right. She got me.
Yeah, all right. I was gonna steal it, but since it's a sign right
That's
there.
interesting to hear, because I just assume that if you're someone who wants to use social media or online dating to have sex, why would you waste your time, getting to know someone
You
like
ain't
me?
the only one.
When
You ain't the
there's
only
other
one that
girls.
he's hanging out with.
Do you
That's gonna be absolute.
What'd you say?
I said she ain't the only one that he hanging out with. So
On
you
top
got,
of that.
that's what I'm saying.
Wait,
you
what
got,
did he
on top of
say?
that.
you got in your bio.
Banging all these chicks in, like going on dates with me.
It's 7 days in a week.
Wait, she's like, really?
Hold on.
That's the world
I
of
think you should
today.
sniff them out better.
As if you're not swiping right and left on so many dates. Where you got a dinner date,
That's a real thing.
a movie date.
But with no sex though.
Okay, but it's semantics. It's still the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh
it
gosh.
really doesn't matter.
Okay, let me say this just so I can put this out there. There are sites that are specific to hooking up. Xmatch is one.
See, you need to go on that.
And it's so funny, these sites, they got interracial match, like if you just want specifically somebody who's not like you, you can go specifically to find an interracial mate. You can go to iHookup to hook up. I mean, they have
real quick. You know a lot about this. What's going on? You know a lot of different.
Oh no! It's because I researched it.
Yeah, she's.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I look. I know nothing about this stuff.
What I thought was really interesting though was the other one, the 10 facts that you found.
Oh, you're talking about the women.
Yes, that one was a little wild, because it was basically saying like even with black women on online datings, we're gonna get bypassed anyway. Because even not only not
more
the black
likely,
men, but
yeah.
the black men ain't looking for the black woman.
That's
so it
right.
doesn't
They need
matter.
to bring back.
Yeah.
Go to
That's
Black
what it
People-
says.
Black
Yeah,
People
it was
Meet.
Madam Noor had an article.
It says,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna find
sorry.
it
Were
for
you saying something, Sid?
He said, I think
No,
you said,
I
is that a
said,
fact, right?
Yeah, I said I wish I could argue that, and I can't even argue that.
It says,
Right, I feel you, bro. It's like,
it says, look, it says you have to do all the work. It says if you are a black woman on Match.com or you're
The
not
black
going to
woman is anywhere.
initiate contact, that you're not going to date. That's just the reality. So black
And
women
you
have to
be
reach
like
out.
what she said.
Right.
she's
It
a
says-
boss,
got
so
him-
she can be
Right.
Multiple-
It says black women have to reach out roughly 1.5 times the amount of any other group, and they're still going to be the group that's least responded to.
Wow.
No way I'm gonna disagree with that. But
It also says that even if you do, you guys are likely to basically give us the whole, I don't date black girls, but I like you.
Whoa.
Like,
Get
wait,
that
that's
when
not,
I do
that's
date
not a compliment,
guys,
though.
sometimes when I
You
date
cute for a
men,
dark-skinned
they
girl.
say,
well, we don't
That's
know
not a
better. We
compliment.
don't know.
But the other one.
He said we don't know better.
We don't know. I'm real.
Sometimes we don't.
Okay.
Man, overall, we don't know.
What were you saying?
What were you saying?
I've gotten from boyfriends before, long-term boyfriends, that I date you because you're
Different.
not like a normal black girl. And I'm
Different.
like,
They just really think
I
that
don't,
those are
what the hell? That's kind of
compliments.
an insult. Like, what is a
one of those
normal black
backhanded
girl?
ones.
Yeah.
But here's the funny thing. It's an insult, but it's not. But it's the reality of to what we deal with.
But that's an insult.
No. I get it. It may be insulting to you. I definitely understand that. But when you deal with the multitude of women who aren't like you.
So that makes it less of an insult?
Well,
I'm not saying it. I said it is an insult
Detroit,
to you.
Wait, hold on. Time out. What were you
just
trying to
saying.
say? Go ahead, Sid.
As men, we just gotta be aware that it's not a compliment. So, like when if we ask a woman, "What you mix with?"
And you can't tell us, you can't give us a
compliment.
justification. We're not happy with that.
Yeah, that's not a compliment though, or you got good hair, or like just certain stuff. We don't know. We don't know any better. We don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ignorant folks out there.
I can see why the sisters have a hard time, because I think people go online and they want fantasy, and they, especially grow up in the hood or whatever, you grew up around black women all the time, probably, or brothers, should I say, and then they probably going online thinking they want something different. They want something that they can access necessarily on a daily basis. And so I don't know why, because to me, the sisters especially, that's my personal preference, but everybody,
You're married.
but yeah, but I'm saying, obviously, I can never speak. I got my wing on, what I'm saying? I can never speak on online dating, but my personal preference is black women, regardless. Like, my wife is black, but I'm saying when I was dating, that's my preference. So I'm saying that to say that some guys,
But you
don't
could.
have that as a
But can you
preference.
say that? Let's say you weren't married to your wife,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that there could be a possibility that you would have been open, especially in your field, you know what I mean, to other women if they were interested in you. Because I remember,
I don't know that. I mean, we've talked about it, but I'll be honest. I think about that. I really don't know what scenario would have to be for me to end up with like a woman that was like not black. You know what I'm saying? That would just be. I don't know. That would just.
Yeah.
It would be
It's
an
called
interesting
love.
thing. Well, yeah, but you would have to get to the love. But yeah, that's my preference, and I don't know, like that's
And
just,
Charles is rare.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
rare.
know.
I prefer
No,
It's
I
rare
mean-
because even it also said like people will be like, oh, I'm basically they would be saying like, dating someone black, that's dope, but that's just not what they want to do. They still want somebody who's
Black
who's
women
mixed
are my
or
preference,
to someone
100%.
whatever. It's rare.
I
Black
think
women are my
black women
preference,
need to
but
be
I
open
will
to
date.
dating outside of their race as well.
But the majority of them
And-
are.
And
When we do,
Majority of them
when we
are.
do, we get talked crazy too. Oh, you don't want a black man? All that fighting y'all did for y'all black men to want black women. Y'all ain't want us
think it
all
goes
our life.
both
Now we
ways.
supposed to.
It's-
Okay.
The backlash is way worse when you see a black dude with a white girl than when a black girl is with a white dude or anything.
You think
else.
so?
the backlash from
is
who?
it?
You think
No,
so?
I'm saying
I think-
men
I think-
understand, like, bruh.
You
I
lie.
get it.
Nah,
No,
the first,
no,
Wait, go ahead.
X, no.
Go ahead.
the first thing black men overall will say, if you see any woman on the panel right now with a white dude, you'll think, oh, he's not hitting it right. That's one of the first things that come to mind, right? When you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on, but then we get a lot of, I call it the double Dutch neck. We get a lot of neck rolls and lip smacking too if we were somebody of the opposite race.
For me,
But that's only for
different
those men that like attractive or they look like they got something. Because if he a busted looking like
But
dude,
My thing is,
bad.
my thing is, I don't judge any man who wants to date outside of his race, a black man who
Right.
doesn't want to date black women. My only thing is, you don't have to down talk us
Exactly.
Right.
to
Exactly.
want to
That's
date
what
out
I'm
of the
saying.
race. It's always,
That's
well,
what
black
I'm
women
saying.
loud, they get. Why can't you just say, you know what, this is my
Yeah.
preference. That's just what I want. If she wants to
Because
argue,
I don't
you
think
know
it's
what,
truly the preference.
let it go.
I don't think it's
right.
truly
It's
the preference.
and
This is just who
Right.
I matched up with, period.
Once if you date white or you're dating Asian and you have to disrespect black women, that's
Thank
not
you.
your preference.
yeah,
That's
yeah, it's not
what
your
comes
preference.
in.
You
Especially
can't
when your
get
mama
the black
black.
women you want. You can't get the black women you want. So
because I've heard
yeah,
men
exactly.
say,
No, exactly, because-
I'm going Asian next. If this don't work out, I'm
Well, for me, for me, especially growing up, obviously we went to Skyline. That was like the bougie kind of black kids at one point. And I'm just saying, for me personally, growing up as a black man, I know, especially like athletes, we see this a lot with athletes. We see this a lot with people that are like in these higher positions in certain prestige, right? And then they're interracially married, or they got the really fair skin, woman. And a lot of times, I know for me coming up, I didn't have the money. I didn't have we didn't have that kind of prestige. I wasn't a professional athlete or whatever. So even though there were certain women that I was like attracted to that are like those prototypical women that you would see like the trophy kind of status, right? But I wasn't able to. They weren't attracted to me, right? So in that same sense, that when you see these guys that are dating these women, you know, that the society would call them like really attractive women, to me, those women are pursuing those type of men too, because they're attracted to the power
Right.
or the money or whatever,
Most definitely.
and so they're not just commonly trying to focus on the everyday common Joe kind of scenario where they're not open to those type of relationships in a sense. So in the sense that, yes, if I ended up being somebody that was in a certain eco status or whatever, or going towards something, there would have been women that I would have been coming in contact with that I would have ended up possibly being in a relationship with, because whatever I was putting out there, they was giving me back. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? Oh, I don't know. You taking me out. We flirting back and forth. So now we gonna go down that yellow brick road and see where we end up. But for me going through my journey, you know, I'm dealing with, but in the same sense, when you want to come up, you come up around black women, right? We in the hood, we all in the hood together. So when you're a football player or whatever you're trying to do in your life, you got black women that you might be around, and they like, basically, oh, him, that dude ain't nothing. He must or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's ashy. You know what I'm saying? And then so
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, sorry. And I was just gonna say, when you coming up as a young man, you might be around black women and get numb, and you got that relationship kind of gets a little bit friction, a little bit of friction. So yeah. Or go ahead with the question.
I agree 100%. But is that a fact, or is that something that we as young black men project onto these women? So like a lot of my friends are intimidated by successful black women, so they don't even try to shoot their shot.
Yeah.
But if it's something that they feel is not as successful or not as attractive, they have more confidence with that. So is it a fact that women are saying like, no, he don't have this money or he don't have his job?
I shot my shot at so many like compatible black women that at some point I was like, yo, is this what is, like, what are we, is this gonna happen kind of thing? Because I felt like at one point we you know, I felt like at some point, if I ended up, which was our conversation, I said at some point down this road of love and relationships, at some point if I ended up at the end of this road at 35 with a white woman, Hispanic woman, Asian woman, the black women would have looked at me with the super side eye, with the like, yo, you ain't
not knowing
you know what I'm saying?
your story.
Yeah, not knowing,
and that you were shooting shots at black women, but they was like, nah,
yeah.
not in my house.
Yeah, exactly. Not today, brother. You better come back. You better come back when you got them Jabos or something. I don't know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I know Jabos. I love Jabot jeans. So.
I know. I did too. But you took way back.
Yeah, that's me going back. But I'm just saying that to say that there was moments where we were compatible, but they were looking for something that I wasn't. I was present, you know, whatever, or I wasn't at that moment, you know what I'm saying? My wife invested in me, you know what I'm saying? She saw what I was trying to be. You get what I'm saying? What I'm striving to be, what I am today. But she saw that 10 years ago, and she was like, cool, we gonna go on this journey. But at the same time, I didn't all of a sudden just become this new person. Like, I was that person then, but I'm just saying that then it wasn't all.
You were in the fetal stages.
You feel like less black women are down? Do you feel like in general less black women are down to ride that journey with black men?
I don't
know. When they're not, they're still trying to come up or whatever the case may be.
No, I think a lot of women actually are. It just depends on if that man is forward with the ambition and can speak it.
I agree.
I was just asking
that's
y'all
my
opinion.
that's
Okay.
my criteria. I have to see that you have a vision and
Right.
Right.
like with the Ali and Kelly show. I want to see like what you're doing and your purpose, and if you are very confident and sure about that, then yeah. But if you're just like, oh, I moved out here to be a
actually working
rapper. Why
towards
do you
it.
want to be a rapper? Oh, because I like to be on stage. Like that's not like a purpose. Like what's the driving force behind why you want to do this kind of thing? So
And I think that goes both ways with men and women.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times men just don't like women because it's like, well, if he's self-made and he's doing what he's doing, but you just kind of lounging around or lounging off of him, or even if that's not the case, you just kind of have no ambition yourself, it's like, it sucks, you know what I'm saying? Because men want to put equally their resources or their passion back into you. They want to be into something, they want to be into you so much that they can support you the way that you support them.
Well, I also want to say that I think black women were a little more hesitant for the whole online experience. And so probably another reason that adds to the less success, is because they're kind of getting into the pool a little late anyway. You know what I mean? Because I feel like now black women are more willing to do the online dating because it's like all these other means are not working. So like as like a last resort type of thing. Whereas I feel like, women from other cultures are kind of like, oh, that's cool. Like I'm open.
Right.
This is what I would choose anyway. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus this is a
How
last
many of us
resort.
are trying different things though?
Well, it
Like,
says by the
overall.
end of the year, more.
Not very many, and you know what? I feel like that's also our problem as black women. To be honest, is that black women are so loyal to black men in the sense that they're only dating black men. So then that dating pool then
So
becomes
I don't
smaller.
even mean just black men. I mean the same type of black man. So it's like switch it up.
That's
If-
the
if-
thing
if-
too. Yeah,
And
people
I-
too busy
and-
dating inside that same pool.
Well,
and then
like
they be
you
"Wow,
said,
I'm
the
getting
bubble of
same men."
where you get comfortable. Because I remember, and this is just going way back, and I don't know if people are still like this
Yes,
as far as
they are,
mentality
yes.
in Oakland, but
Yes,
it was like, you from Vallejo? Like, I ain't about to talk to you. That's
Yeah.
you, or you from Frisco? Like,
But
it had nothing to do.
Everybody want to talk to somebody from Oakland.
Right,
Yeah.
but then the people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a mentality, and that's just a simple example, but it would be the same thing like coming to LA, and it's like, as you just mentioned, you want to be a rapper? Like, oh, I'm good. Like, because it seems too familiar. But, as you said, that rapper could be somebody who's different. They just came in the same packaging that you've seen before. So it gets a little hard, you know what I mean, tricky sometimes, because you're
I
like,
advocate for sisters to date outside the race, but don't just be like the hookup, the fun girl. I say make sure that man marry you or have a baby with you, and especially
well, depending on what they're looking
well,
for.
I'm just saying, like for me,
Because they can go on, what is this? Get it on.
Well, no, don't be the fun girl when it comes to those things. Because to me,
It's a website.
to me, I feel
It
like
matches users based on sexual
you don't want to be their
compatibility.
experiment or their first time.
Well, yeah.
They're like-
Well, for me, sometimes it gets a little
I'm that one, y'all. I
interracial
still ain't
dating
stepped
kind of gets
outside the
tricky
box.
because
I ain't ready.
sometimes
You don't need to. You got a boyfriend.
it's about people
saying,
who are
even if you
like,
was
if you
tired.
willing to take me to your family and bring me into your family's situation, especially if you like a dude that got some bread or something, you wanting to get a sister. Don't be just trying to dip your finger in the chocolate. You get what I'm saying? just to get a little
to
taste.
contaminate that chocolate.
Yeah,
chocolate.
you know what I'm saying? You need to dive in and be like, this is my woman. I'm about to take we ain't just like shacking up on some like, I'm just trying to try.
Did you say
try
the
it out.
other got to be serious about it? But the brother
that's-
don't?
No, the brother does too. But what I'm saying is
The
that
other.
they what I'm saying is, in addition, don't come in the hood and just try to get your little your
Taste.
fun off, and then just dip off. Like I want you to have it, and then to me, honestly, when they do end up marrying or having, and I see a black woman with a white man or whatever, Asian man, and they got a baby, and to me, I'm like, y'all don't realize the world is seeing that, so they're gonna see your son or daughter as black. You know what I'm saying? And they like, oh, well, we're interracial. I'm like, But, you know, J. Cole is interracial. But, you know what I'm saying? He is a black in America.
You're going deep, Charles.
In America, he's
You're
a
going
black
deep
man.
at the end of the show. You're going
But-
too deep. Come back.
I
Come
know.
back up.
Yeah, I'm going
Come
back
back. Come up for air, Charles. Come
All
up for
right.
air.
But that's just how I see interracial dating.
So, Mr. Sid, we want to thank you for calling in. Do you have any last words, last comments?
I know, and I appreciate it. Stay consistent. Keep rocking. I'll tune in next week. Check y'all out.
All right, well,
Yes.
appreciate
Yes, sir.
you.
Appreciate
You do
it.
what you do, Detroit.
Well, this is Monday Night Love Session. So, Allie and Callie, give us your last words and tell us where we can find you and what's going
Well,
on.
thanks for having me on. This was a great discussion. Very good discussion. I love this. You can find me on Instagram at Allie and Callie. Also find me at
Follow me back,
allieandcallie.com.
Allie.
iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. My real name, Elise, ALLYSE. Thank you. Yes.
Mr. Dan Cecil, last words.
He's drowned.
I did a lot. Oh, what? Anyways, everybody just follow me on Instagram at Dance Hustle.
Sugar.
Well, guys, since we're all shouting out social medias, just follow me on Instagram _Sugarfoot with 2 R's. And my birthday's next Tuesday. Turn up.
It's
_Sugarfoot with 2 R's.
I thought it was an underscore after.
No.
Akilah Trinae.
Before.
I do want to say that
got mucho.
I guess online dating could be fun. It could also lead to, I've heard people who've actually gotten married off online dating. There's a site literally for anybody and everybody. So I would just say, just do your research. If you want to stay in your own bubble and stay in a certain circle, there is, I'm sure, a dating app for you. When I saw that farmersonly.com, I thought it was a joke. But I guess that's a real dating site.
Christian, what about Christian Mingles? We
Christian-
didn't even talk about that.
Amen.
Mingle.
And besides, why ain't you on Christian Mingles while we at
No,
it?
I should be. Oh, there right now.
But you know what? There are people, like Detroit said,
Predators
on Christian Mingle. I
Let me
think,
get
what's his
my
name?
religious
The comedian, Corey Holcomb. I think he had like a joke about Christian Mingle. It was all wrong. Anyway,
Well,
at the end of the day, you can follow me on Akilah Trinae on all social media. Pick up Beyond the Hurt, of course. And, I'm working on the sequel, so hopefully that'll be too
Part
soon.
2.
Charles, read the book.
right.
You got a
But
book?
It's a good book. Well, anyway, online connection is much like being online is much like the Wi-Fi. You're just looking for a connection. So, in my humble opinion, the problem with it most of the part is not the connection; it's the maintenance behind the connection. When we were younger, we mixed in a lot of groups, and we're wondering why we don't get along or we can't find people because we don't go out and integrate. Men do what they do, women do what they do. Girls Trip came out this weekend. I had a whole bunch of fellas I wanted to go see it with. They didn't want to go unless the girl was there, and the girl said, "Why? That's stupid. There's gonna be a whole bunch of girls there. So why not go where all the girls go?" But but when we were younger, we would all be at the mall. We would all be at a facility, so we met different people. So the problem isn't meeting online; it's when you get offline and you don't have a conversation. It doesn't matter whether you're on or offline. You should always be able to strike up a conversation because somewhere when you connect with somebody should be the chemistry to keep it brewing. But I am Dontrell Detroit. This is from Love Sessions from my man Dan Cecil, Sugar, Akilah Trinae, the Allie and Callie. Poetess, cue us up in the back. Oh, shout out real quick to the nurses that kept me up. Mariella, Angie, I missed Joyce, Cynthia. I'm missing one name. Mel. I appreciate y'all, and I know y'all tuned in, so I just wanted to say shout out. Poetess, cue us up. This is So If You Let Me Love You, Snead. Yeah.